All right, glorious morning to everybody. Welcome. There we go. Thank you for working with me, OBS. And make sure Twitch is okay. Yep, it's all good. Let's dive right back in. Hope you all had a great weekend. I did. We finished up Pillars of Eternity on Sunday, and we are now in Tyranny. Saw that correctly. Okay. Ooh, unspent attribute points. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Wits and quickness are a bit early today. Oh, yeah, I guess I did. I missed it by 1 minute. I didn't even realize. Hello, Tanwin. Welcome. Resolve. That'll get him afflicting duration, endurance, will, magic defense. Game Award nominations today? Oh, yeah, that is today, isn't it? I'm thinking we just pump his damage. That's probably the best choice. The game reveal celebrate. Yeah, let's be honest. It's mostly going to be trailers. It's going to be like 75-80% trailers and reveals, and then it's going to be actually 25% or so. What else did I want to do? Haunted for 6.5 seconds. Faux AoE. Ah. Okay. Suppose that's the question. Do we want to make him 40% endurance defense, immobilized, cannot be pushed, and immunity to prone? Hostile effect expires on barracks, gains endurance, will, magic defense. %30% chance to attack foes when they engage you. Oh. Art of the Blade increases one-handed and two-handed melee weapon damage. Probably get more avowed details. Very unrealistic part of me is hoping for Obsidian to come out and announce Pillars of Eternity 3, but that won't happen. Yeah, no. If they're in the middle of doing Avowed and getting that already, I'm sorry, there's no way in hell they're doing Pillars of Eternity 3 right now. That's just, I mean, that's just probably not going to happen. Nice, he actually gets a... Oh, okay, that's actually really useful. Minus 15% of all damage taken for 3 seconds. Or it's an AoE, so as long as they're within 3 meters, that's not bad at all. Using Clash of Iron, Barrack will attack twice with his normal strikes for a short time. Oh, okay. Additional enemy. +2 all armor stolen for 20 seconds. In pure theory, could be working with the tech stuff while they finish Avowed, assuming that Microsoft approved the CRPG release to try and copy Baldur's Gate 3. But yeah, it's absurdly unlikely. Yeah, that's just how it is. After my experience with Adir, I'm kind of worried that Tyranny's going to have the same problem where building a tank is kind of useless. Have their resolve reduced. That's nice. Plus 10% to two-handed weapon damage. Plus 10% that. One person already got a taunt, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, she does. And I did actually look at... So, she doesn't have much in the way of defensive stats, but Verse's whole thing is that you want to run her with high dodge and high parry so that she can just taunt enemies, draw them in, and then not get hit. Barrack is the opposite. He taunts enemies, draws them in, and then just takes the hit. At least that seems to be the difference. But nonetheless, we're just going to go with Art of the Blade. We're just going to give him some more damage. I think that's fine. Okay. I think there's anything else that I wanted to do. That reduces recovery by 0.1 seconds and gives me an additional accuracy. I think we're going to go with that. We're going to hide helmet, though, because that one looks kind of stupid. Lord Brown Bear, welcome. Haven't missed much, just doing a little quick inventory management and skill check. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. Moving to break the blockaded Echo Call Crossing. Scarlet Course is an ongoing operation in Crypt Metal. Find the forge-bound iron and locate the Earthshaker reinforcements. Okay, so we got our magic. I know we want to get leadership at some point, especially if we can get the additional spell slots. Can't get any of that until level 3. And I did do some reading of these off stream. This is apparently one of the more important ones defensive-wise, since it basically just lets you dump dodge and focus entirely on parry. So we might do that as our defensive stat, which would make things a bit easier than having to try and level up both of these to maintain our defensive. All right. In the meantime, I don't think there's anything else here. Ash's Tent, Marcus and Lucia. Yep. Gervais, Baron Marshall, Isatanus, Thor, and... yeah, that does appear to be everything. All right, let's get moving. Oh, right. Forgot we didn't... oh, no. We can't get into there. Think you can rest in a tent? Yeah, it's the tent over by Marcus and Lucius. It's just that I'm worried about the time limit. It's the problem. And to be fair, Verse is the only one who has a... Verse is the only one who has the fucking injury on her right now. Yeah, there's a tent right here. I'm just I'm just worried about the fucking time limit is the problem. Ugh, fine. I'll rest. I'll rest. Okay, everybody's ready to go. Let's move. Oh. Oh, here we go. How did you do that? Verse looks at you with a quizzical expression. Do what? In the Archon's tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How could you do that? I've done it before. Well, I mean, I know you cast the Edict of Fire on the Vellum Citadel. I heard about that. How Kairos' anger raised a volcano from under the Sage's own fortress. That was some impressive work. That was me, all right. Well, fine. Call me impressed. Considering that you've read the words of Kairos more than once, I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell of it. Your vocal cords should have turned to ash by now. Not trying to make you feel uncomfortable, just worth recognizing what you've done. Not only are you Tunon's Fatebiter, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord here. Gives me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places, and I want to see where they lead. You say so.
What do you need?
I do have some questions. Tell me about yourself first.
If you insist. I'm a Scarlet Fury. That should raise some flags for you. It means that I'm good at killing, and more importantly, that I enjoy it. What I won't enjoy are the pleasures of funerary rites packed with weeping mourners. Someday I'll fall in battle, and then they'll roll me into a mass grave or heap me atop a shit-stained wagon. One more anonymous, knife-riddled piece of meat. Until then, I plan to take whatever I can from life and have a little fun along the way.
Would you be willing to tell me about your life from before you joined the chorus? Life? What life? As far as I'm concerned, I didn't exist before the chorus. There was some little girl in a farm wearing my face and talking with my voice, but she wasn't me. You really do focus on the shit part of Ward. I don't mean the awful part, but the literal feces. Yeah, that shows up quite a bit, I've already noticed. I mean, we've got Barrick traveling with us, and he's... yeah. Being trapped in an iron suit ain't exactly great in medieval, when you have the level of hygiene that these places do. Sometimes she would sneak out at night, take a scythe, have some fun with the livestock. Our shared interests began and ended there. When the chorus swept through the village on their long trek from the bastard city, that was when I woke up. I buried my old life, took red vengeance on anyone who'd wronged me, and I found the freedom that I could only dream was out there. What of your parents? My mother ran the farm, worked it for a number of years before I found the chorus. She was a hard and bitter woman, acted like the world owed her. Fun with the life. Well, she was carrying a scythe, Lord Brown Bear, and she enjoys hurting people. I think you can do the math there. You never talked about my father, though. I figured out a thing or two about him later on. Merchant from the Northern Empire took a liking to her, and she him. He stayed around only long enough to get what he wanted. But never mind him. My mother never had what you would call taste, so you couldn't have been terribly influential to me if you did stick. Did you ever wish you could do things over? End up somewhere else other than the army? So Verse has only been in the Scarlet Course for a year or two? Yeah, it would seem to be the implication. Hold on, let me double check. Swept through my village on the long track from the Bastard City. So yes, at most 2.5 years is how long she's been in the course. Do you ever wish you could do things over? That is as naive a question as I've ever heard. The Overlord is everywhere. If you aren't in the army, then you're being trampled by. Of course, I could have labored on the family farm and in my maturing years married some dolt and littered him a nursery of squealing pigs. Having my body torn to pieces by smaller versions of myself sure does sound fun. And then one day when I decided enough was enough, I would slit my husband's throat over breakfast and run off to join the chorus anyway. My wife saved a lot of time. Verse smooths back the feathers in her hair and shakes her head with a smile. Fair enough. You are a killer. Better to stick with the chorus. At least you understand. The chorus praises and rewards the thing inside me that I would have to suppress in civilized company. Life is too short to repress every desire, right? Especially if I have anything to say about it. Given how the chorus works, that sounds like a long time. Yeah, that's why she's already a Fury. Most Scarlet Chorus conscripts don't seem to last more than a year or so. If even that. The chorus simply exists to make massive use of any conquered population that they have to force onto the battlefield. Its only long-serving members appear to be its mages and its Furies. Everything else is expendable. And even the Furies are expendable to a certain extent. Note she says time and doesn't care about her theoretical husband's life. I mean, are you surprised given what we just learned from her? Yes, she does appear to have some form of sociopathy or psychopathy. How did you get conscripted? How did I... Oh, you have the wrong idea. The chorus didn't take me as a sobbing maid. I strode into their camp and I enlisted. Someone tossed me a dented blade. I lived through the first battle, spent a week butchering my neighbors, and moved on with my new kin. I didn't waste time with goodbyes. My mother was already dead, and the rest of my family were louses. The girl I used to be, even she knew that she was worth more than all of them combined. The feathers, what do they mean? Well, fine, we're getting a little chummy. I suppose you deserve the story. My mother kept a messenger bird, a Witterbeak. Angry old fucking bastard, spoiled from living on the high life, squawked in my window every single night. Pecked my fingers when I had to feed him. Only the fattest and juiciest mice. When I left the farm to join the Scarlet Chorus, I wrung that ungrateful little fucker like a dish rag, plucked his feathers, and gave his carcass to the fucking rodents. That felt like justice. She slides a crimson feather from her hair and spins it in her fingers. Specifically, she seems to have an addiction to violence, an odd thing to come across if you aren't familiar with violence. Yeah. The thing is, she's exactly the kind of person the Scarlet Chorus wants in a soldier. I also just like how the feathers catch the breeze. They help me keep my balance, especially when I'm moving fast. She slips the feather among the others and smooths it back. Fair enough. Tell me of your service with the chorus.
The Scarlet Chorus is mostly for madmen and peasants with rusty daggers, but it's also a little niche of freedom that I never had. Once I survived training and met my Scarlet Fury sisters, I saw a different side of the howling mob.
Soldiers is a strong word for the chorus. True. True. Warriors, barbarians, berserkers, whichever one you want to favor. I mainly use it in the case for Verse simply because she has achieved the rank of Scarlet Fury, which means she is essentially a actual soldier of the Scarlet Chorus, whereas as opposed to the vast majority of the mob. Tell me of your training.
For new recruits shoved to the front lines, training means surviving the first battle. Anything beyond that is for the fighters who show potential, whether as blade dancers or arcane madmen. There's nothing in the world like getting put through the paces as a Scarlet Fury. Every day is a test of your commitment and passion. Failure means death. The first few weeks were the hardest, but also the most rewarding. I earned my name, picked up some quality weapons, and met my sisters.
Can you tell me about the Furies? They're the elite of the chorus, are they not?
The elite fighters of the Scarlet Chorus. Your typical Horde recruit fights with a rusty spoon and a chip on his shoulder, but the Scarlet Furies are, well, different. We focus our madness. We coordinate, we kill, we dance. It's like art. Imagine a sculpture that twisted in weird, beautiful angles, and then gutted you too fast for you to realize what was happening.
It has a strange sort of savage beauty to it, I will admit.
It is, as I remind myself all the time. The most important day of my life was when the voices of Nerat recognized my potential and sent me to Scarlet Fury training.
You said you earned your name. If you think a simple farmer from the Tiers would name their child Verse, I suggest you visit my old village. Most of them are walking around with surnames like Barrel or Fish. Not exactly the most creative bunch. She smirks and shakes her head. The chorus takes your name. Whoever you were before, you aren't that person anymore. When you earn back a name through deeds, murderous ones, that's why you see choirmen walking around with names like Stinkmouse or Face First. There's probably a good reason for it. The voices of Nerat gave me this name. When the Scarlet Chorus runs howling into battle, he doesn't hear war. He hears a symphony. And when I fight with blade or bow, he told me that my music stands out louder than any of the others and contains too many parts to be easily defined. When you least expect it, the Archon of Secrets can be downright charming. No reason to ask that then right now. And I don't really see the need to gain fear with her when we're working on gaining her loyalty. Yeah, because he's manipulating you. Yeah. What weapons are you skilled in? When I was just a kid, it didn't take me long to realize I was a natural, to pick up a rusty kitchen knife and skewer a rat from across the room. The chorus gave me the opportunities to further educate myself, and my sisters were a bit surprised by how quickly I took to the different fighting styles. She frowns for a moment, then shakes off whatever she was about to say. Back to my questions about the chorus. Who are your sisters? Who were they would be more appropriate, sir. 3 Whispers, Red Geyser, Seeking Sheep, the best fighters I'd ever met. There was not a foe we could not take down together, and our fighting styles complemented each other perfectly. We divided up the killing work like bards sharing a song. We used to. She presents a solemn salute. Speak of them. Tell me of 3 Whispers first. She was as calm as the surface of a pond and light on her feet. More than one foe tripped and fell on their own blade due to her crafty footwork. Verse lets her gaze slip away from you as a fleeting moment of sorrow begins to steal her attention. And Red Geyser? That was a one-woman siege breaker. She could launch herself at our foes like a battering ram, and not even a disfavored phalanx could have withstood that dumb, suicidal wench. Kairos' eyes, but she was something to behold on the field. Verse slams her fist into her palm. Seeking Sheep? That girl could pass a spear through 12 rings from the far side of a battlefield. Kairos helped any soldier who approached her marching single file. She often made a game of splitting as many soldiers as possible on the same javelin. Yeah, but we're asking. And the fact that our character, well, quite frankly, we would want to know specifically what happened to them. Because here's the thing, and this I can even infer even already. Sure, just character-wise? No, actually, I think there is more to this, because Verse has already made clear that she is ready to die and sees no reason to be remembered by anyone. And yet here she is, specifically remembering, reminiscing, and being overly fond of former members of the chorus. Which means whatever happened to them wasn't the usual stuff that happens to chorus soldiers. That's why I want to know. What happened to them, Verse? We were scouting around Vendrian's Well shortly during the siege. Back when we only suspected the guard of organizing in secret. My sisters and I came upon a group of them. Kairos knows maybe they found us. No one said anything. We drew iron, they drew bronze. That was when everything went wrong. I was supposed to take point, occupy the guard with a dance. Something disorientating while my sisters picked their marks. I hesitated. For a moment, I lost my nerve, and instead of rushing them, I froze with my weapons drawn. My sisters moved in to fight without me, but they were all off balance. Like whatever I had was catching. They died and I lived. My sisters were relying on me to lead the dance. And I failed. For a member of the Scarlet Chorus, for a member of the Furies, such actions were inexcusable for a fighter of your station, Curse. How could you have allowed such a thing to happen? You're correct. If I had witnessed the same in any one of my sisters, I might have even killed her for endangering the rest of us. Good thing for me, they never got the chance. She chuckles, but there's no humor in it. Hesitation is a rot, and it's unbecoming of a soldier of the Chorus, and unheard of in a Fury. I would cut it from my body and cauterize the wound if I knew the source. She grimaces once more and turns inward, contemplating. She blames herself for it, yes. But again, that's the interesting thing, because in the Chorus, that's not normal. That's why I want to know more. Any thoughts, or are we just here to open up old wounds? Do you have any idea why you lost your nerve in battle? I wish I knew. For the first time in my life, I'd lost the dance. The song of murder went completely silent. There was only rigid, organized control. To me, that sounds like the security of the Phalanx. You should practice a more orderly form of combat if it suits you so well. Even in the Scarlet Chorus fought in formation, it wouldn't be anything like your hideous fucking shield wall. She looks at Barrick with disgust. Was there anything else about that? No.
What do you need to know?
Who leads the Scarlet Chorus, aside from the Archon, of course? Well, the Voices of Narad is the spider at the center of the web. He acts like the army belongs to him and only lends it to Kairos because it suits him. Both of which are true. The rest of all offshoots of the Voice, like Fifth Eye, once you get down to the rank and file, the Scarlet Chorus organizes around a motley bunch of gang bosses we call the Shots. We'll start with the bottom up. Tell me about the gang bosses. A boss is anyone who can rally enough support to kill the previous boss. They hold command until someone gets wise and stabs them. Tipcap led the Filthy Lambs. Lox leads the Rusted Harps. Sharp used to lead the Bone Boys, though I couldn't say where he ended up after they broke his legs. Waterwheel orders around the Hairy Hunters. Halls for Shit leads the Lazy Malkins. Scurvy Queen, Fingerfood, and Wild Gash collectively lead the Ladies of Perpetual Strangulation. I'm forgetting at least a dozen more. I've even led a gang or two in my day. They never survive for very long. There's no point in getting attached. And who is this Fifth Eye? Walking nightmare. Couldn't begin to guess who lives under that armor and who speaks with that reedy voice, but I'll tell you what I know. The Ladies of Perpetual Strangulation. Yes, Brown Bear, you read that correctly. When your world's built on secrets, you have to have a few extra eyes. The Voices of Narad has them in abundance. Some he keeps close, and others he sends out into the wild. Whoever the Fifth Eye was before he became into the Archon service, now he's just a half-mad gibbering speech hole. A bodily function. An eye. Narat's eyes are other people. Well, they used to be people. Whatever they were, they're the eyes now. Folks like to whisper that the Voice of Narat takes his service and cuts out all the extra parts that they don't need. Snip, snip, snip. She makes a quick snipping gesture with her fingers. I once heard the Voice and the Fifth Eye in a tent together. The voices kept screaming redundancies, redundancies, and every time another gout of blood would spray on the canvas wall. Can't even guess what he was cutting out. How many eyes does the Archon have? Well, the number keeps changing, either because it grows or because the Romans don't mean shit. 3, 7, 19. Some even say all of us are eyes, we just don't know it. She shakes her head in a thoughtful disapproval. It's one of those questions that drives you mad if you allow yourself to think about it for too long. You could be one of Tunon's eyes. Bet you never thought of that. You mentioned that you led a gang. Don't act so surprised. I can crack a whip better than any of those Daisy at the disfavored labor camps. But I was never that interested in the power struggle of the grunts and scabs in the middle. I wanted to stand on the top like a predator. And here I am. So when I got tired of the gang, I disbanded it, let the other bosses fight over the new recruits. That was amusing, at least. Some of my old mates are still alive and hanging around wherever they ended up. I am well aware that I am Tunon's eyes. Yeah, but I think she's meaning in a far more literal fashion. Versus surprisingly introspective for someone who presents herself like a palooka. I think she's very much a case of the world doesn't have any mysteries for her. It's everything is on the surface. There's no point in contemplating deeper philosophical meanings aside from maybe herself, and that's about it. And in the case of herself, it's only introspective to herself in order to make herself a better soul, a better killer, basically. She might be a high-functioning sociopath, but hey, she's really into that whole self-improvement angle. What can you tell me about the Voices of Narat? Well, he's a madman. But that's never stopped me from following the orders. Even in a legion as cutthroat as the chorus, you know better than to get on the Voice's bad side. People who cross him, hell, people he meets, don't tend to survive the experience. If he ever seems disorganized or lost, it's because he's channeling one of the other personalities he's devoured over the years. His mannerisms shift over to someone else, someone who's probably dead. Better to die than become part of the Voices. Through powers that you cannot begin to understand, it is known that the Voices of Nerat steals the minds and knowledge of his victims. You know this happens often during the campaign against the Tears. What he gains from this ability, beyond his apparent madness, is anyone's guess, and you know better than to ask him about it directly. Yeah, my boss eats people's personalities. Yeah, I mean, again, the chorus seems to exist for one purpose, to be just a horde of soldiers for the purposes of an army. The Voices of Nerat doesn't even really care about what happens to the chorus for the most part. Why should the chorus really care what their boss is doing most of the time? What do you feel makes the Voices of Nerat so powerful? He is the Archon of Secrets, and he did not earn that title lightly. People say that he knows more than every sage in the Tears combined, and that he can think 1,000 steps ahead of every other Archon. It would be putting it lightly to say he's never alone under that helmet of his. If you make secrets your business, I guess having people constantly whisper in your ear is a good thing. I usually just want them to shut up, but each their own.
What do you need to know? The Scarlet Chorus is mostly for madmen and peasants with rusty daggers.
Before you hesitated when you brought up your fighting styles. Why? Oh, you noticed that, didn't you? It's a matter that I'm not used to discussing, because I don't know how. I mentioned before that I'm good at picking up different weapons and fighting techniques. The truth is, I'm better than good. I could flay a man so cleanly I'd leave a single strip of skin behind. He didn't even need to be tied down. It was one of the first things I discovered about myself when I joined the chorus, and the Voices recognized it in me as well. He singled me out for Scarlet Fury training based on that. Have you tried that flaying trick? Let's just say that when we ran out of canvas for pitching tents, Fifth Eye handed me a knife and pointed me to the prison pens. She winks. My sisters were masters of their specific fighting forms, but once they died, my style changed. Almost like I can kill like they did. I picked up a bow, a lance, anything really. I could tear someone to pieces with a weapon that I'd only watched my sisters use. I don't know what that means, and it worries me. Interesting. Oh, versus loyalty ability, death from above. Interesting. Cool. Launch verse into the air, allowing her to unleash a series of well-aimed arrows into the targets from above. Each of these arrows strikes true and has armor penetration. Very nice.
At your service, Fatebinder.
Oh, good. Verse adds with a flourish. Nice. We've already got loyalty 3. Oh, wow. We still have so much. Okay, hold on. We'll talk again later for right now. Let's talk to Barrick for a bit, and then we will do some actual gameplay.
You look as if you have something on your mind. By all means.
Placing his weapon to his side, Barrick salutes you, and the joints of his armor groan in protest.
What can I do for you?
I'd like to know more about you, Barrick. Speak. I'm the line your enemies cannot cross. All other details are meaningless, but I suspect you have some thirst for details, Fatebinder, so ask away. Did you seek the trade of war, or did it find you, Legionary? Both, I suppose. I knew fighting was in my blood. The disfavored offered me a chance to use my skills to bring peace. Otherwise, I'd have wound up as a brigand or an enforcer to some crooked merchant. Barrick taps his scabbard, looking away in thought. Ha! You think Ash and his legion bring peace? That's cute. If it doesn't hold water from where I'm standing, big guy, I've seen them spill as much blood as any chorus gang. You've clearly been too busy sacking villages, stealing crops, to notice how a proper army conducts war, Burse. We sow order, not discord. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Hold on. So that's Barrack Fear. This is Barrack Fear as well. Interesting. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Verse doesn't really care that we insult the Voices of Nerat, but Barrack does care that we insult Ash. I'm just going to let them speak. Enough of this. You're making us look foolish in front of the Fatebinder. May I continue, or do you plan on interrupting me again? Barrack waits until Verse makes a rude, dismissive wave before continuing. The The disfavored need recruits in anticipation of the march south. They offered to care for my mother and my brother as long as I was with the Legion, which is a far better guarantee than you'll find almost anywhere else. I was an elite fighter as far as most were concerned, though still green by disfavored standards. Luckily for everyone, my skills improved massively under the Iron Marshal's rigorous training. Your name doesn't sound familiar quite. Barrack is a shortening of my northern surname, which has been passed down through the generations since Graven Ash assembled his army. I go by it because I wear it with pride. The proper form is Barraconen. Beyond its age and association with the General's Legion, the name of Barraconen has no great titles or associations. I hold no claim to a great house or legacy, save for my service in the Legion. They are all the kin that I need. What about your armor?
It is a symbol of Kairos' will, one that I am not likely to forget. I found this armor. Perhaps it would be better to say that it found me during the Edict of Storms.
And what happened to you during the Edict of Storms? When we heard that Kairos would proclaim the edict, we rushed onto the field to battle the forces of Stalwart. I was shoulder to shoulder with some of the Legion's most decorated veterans, and my pride blinded me to the danger. Our march was a hasty one, and the cohort of disfavored vanished in the second year of the war, among them the daughter of Graven Ash. After a long silence, we learned that she was held in the fortress of Sentinel Stand. Go on. As we surrounded the citadel, I heard the opening pearls of thunder, as did the scout I was busy trying to kill. When the winds hit like an avalanche, many of us begged Kairos for deliverance. What else could we do? The winds knocked the legs off our offensive out from under us. All the decorated soldiers I brought to the battle were swept up and dashed to pieces, their armor and bodies mixing with the dirt of a tornado that spun in a maddening cycle. A piece of the citadel wall broke off and nearly crushed my skull. I only remember a few scattered moments from the storm, like the flying bits of bronze and iron that were cutting my flesh, the severed limbs of fallen soldiers tumbling through the air. Eventually, I woke up, thinking myself trapped under rubble, and when I rose, I felt like I was buckling under my own weight. That was when I realized that I was stuck, right and truly stuck, inside a heap of scrap. What happened to the General's daughter during the edict? Far as we know, she was trapped behind the walls of Sentinel Stand, imprisoned by Kairos' storm as well as the fortress itself. 1,000 soldiers standing shoulder to shoulder could not have endured those winds to rescue her. I wonder if they truly have no way to cut him out or something. Probably not easily. Anything that you would, if it truly is all fused together, you would probably need a mage, and any attempt to cut him out would require high heat, which would probably cook him alive in the process. Theoretically, if you got a mage who's extremely skilled with cold, alongside a forge mage who's extremely skilled with fire magic, you could potentially cut him out without cooking him alive, but that's a lot of resources for a single soldier, and that does not strike me as something the disfavored would be in favor of, or at least not that they would go out of their way to do. How did you survive when everyone else fell? That is a mystery to me as well. Did Kairos hear my plea for mercy? Did this heap of scrap metal protect me, imprison me, punish me? He rubs the back of his helmet with his gauntleted hand, a pantomime of a gesture his armor prohibits. I don't have enough fingers or toes to count the possible reasons, sir, so I try not to dwell on them. And you're genuinely stuck in there. Haven't tried taking it off at all. I have made attempts in the past, even had one of the beast haulers pull on a helmet while another pulled on my boots. The men in the phalanx have taken great pleasure in trying to find ways to liberate. In time, I grew weary of the struggle. Sometimes I feared that removing the armor would be to question Kairos' judgment and risk a more odious curse. Could you maybe use atrophy magic to force the metal to rust and make it brittle? Could be. I don't know the full specifics of how atrophy magic would work. I was just going off the elemental magic because that's pretty straightforward. It does at least seem like solid protection. That would be an understatement. If only it protected me from foolish questions. Barrack regards you in such a way that you can tell he's rolling his eyes, and a forlorn sigh escapes his helmet. Do you handle your own repairs? I try to keep the surface oiled to slow the spreading rust, and I bend the plates from time to time, but repairs and maintenance? I'm afraid not. If you have any ideas on how better to maintain this situation, I'm more than open to discussing them. As with all the disfavored, I assume that you grow up in the Northern Empire. That is right. I grew up in Battle's Rest, trained at Fort Resolution before they began the march. Before they marched me out to support the second cohort. I hope to spend my rusting years in Freton's shores, unless of course I die in glorious battle, which would be preferable. My mother is good with the soil, my father with rings. He spends much of his time away on one merchant's area or another. Still, I'm lucky to say that they're both alive. I love how well-adjusted Beric is compared to Verse when it comes to family life. Verse is just like, everybody I used to know, fuck them, kill them, I don't give a shit. Beric's like, I have both my parents. Isn't that so nice? Tell me more of the disfavored. We are the Iron Legion, the warrior elite of Kairos' fighting force. I could easily lose count of the hours extolling our glories. What is it you'd like to know? What is the most notable battles that you fought in during this war? I served in Stalwart for the better part of a year, faced the enemy everywhere from Coral Run to Sentinel Stand, lost count of the skirmishes. Seems like we fought every other day. A sigh echoes in the cavern of his helm. Some of our best victories took place there, fighting an enemy worthy of our iron, but we're not successful enough to please the Overlord, and the final intervention was harsh on us all. Beric takes a deep breath, his arms folding as his posture stiffens. I had an unusual view of the edict. Kairos' judgment has left its mark upon it. Yet considering how we fought at Stalwart, the skill and honor of the Legion, only the edict is remembered, and that is a shame. Tell me about Graven Ash. Graven Ash is the general of the disfavored, veteran of countless battles, Archon without peer. I would follow him to the void and back without question. Beric swings his arm in a salute. How is it you exactly came to serve Kairos? Before the uniting of the Northern Empire, Graven Ash served as a warlord in the service of one of the local kings that defied Kairos' rule. Incredible as it may seem, Ash stood against Kairos' rule for the longest time. Though his army was eventually dismantled by Kairos' overwhelming numbers and other forces, Ash's men performed admirably. It was said that he and his troops claimed 77 lives for each one of their own. Kairos took an interest in this military genius that had bloodied his army, and Graven Ash was summoned to a conclave of Archons. And though he was sent in chains, he left as an Archon, having been granted a position of power in Kairos' great army. Thus the disfavored were born. All of us today can trace our line back to those warriors that impressed Kairos with their will and tenacity. The only difference is now we fight on the winning side. Though the general seldom speaks of it, I know that Ash humbled himself in order to spare his troops the brunt of Kairos' punishment. His loyalty to the old blood of the North is beyond question. It would seem, then, that he made the right choice to save his troops. Have you met the Archons yet? Yes, we did run into Graven Ash and the Voices of Narat towards the end of yesterday's session. You would make it again to save any of us. You've never been a more devoted and attentive leader. Beric makes a proud fist and steps to a salute with the forceful clatter of pots and pans. What else do you know of his past? I follow him to battle. I am not his scribe. If I did know more of him, it would not be my place to say. Beric takes a half step back, folding his arms across his chest. Do you know of the magic he wields? Ash works his magic through his soldiers. When we do battle, Ash seems to know the events even before our runners have given word. Most importantly, though, he protects us. It's a bit tricky to explain unless one has experienced it. I can think of countless times where I've been struck by a spear, or hit by an axe, even run through with an arrow, and in each of those moments the pain and injury just cease to be. Near as I can tell, their Archon is a form of mage, but to be the Archon of War means that they are a Archon in the service of Kairos, and their purview is war. The same thing that Narat is the Archon of Secrets. He is an Archon, he has special magic, but within Kairos' forces, he is specifically the Archon of Secrets. It is both a title and a rank, basically. Kairos is purposely subverting the name in order to associate it with their empire at all times. So that way that I believe Kairos is doing that psychologically so that the title of Archon is no longer considered something that is outside of his empire. None of us know how he does it, or how he can sense that we're in danger and intervene from afar, but I suppose that's why he's an Archon. What he does probably wouldn't make sense to someone like me. And how do you feel personally about Graven Ash? How do I feel about him? Archon Graven Ash is the bravest, warmest, most compassionate general who has ever lived. He is a living icon of leadership and courage. Beric tilts his head slightly to the side, as far as his suit's limited range of motion permits. Ash is a soldier, but he does not kill for sport. He is a leader, but he does not issue commands to hear himself talk. He demands discipline and sober conduct of his troops, and I applaud his standards. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Right. I think that's enough conversation for now. It does seem like we've unlocked quite a bit of conversation for the both of them. But so let's actually get moving first. Now, let me see here. We have 3 choices. We have the Northern Clearing, where the disfavored Earthshakers supposedly are. We have a Scarlet Chorus Camp, Echo Call Crossing. I'm assuming anything that gets us across the river is going to be progress. So we'll start by heading to the Scarlet Chorus. Oh. A small group of the Venturian Guard have decided to ambush us.
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is festooned in braids and knots of sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors of the Vendrian Guard, the woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm. The blue body pigment, bladed staff, and complex braided attire are the traditional trappings of the School of Tides. According to Fatebinder Rogalus, the majority of the school fled before the coming of Kairos. The remainder were last seen during the first campaign in Vendrian's Well. The School of Tides traditionally studies the magic of water and gravelight, the art of directing the moon's arcane light into baleful, searing energy. The blue flag is a symbol of diplomacy and truce recognized across most of the known world, and is a custom the Tearsmen hold dear. To harm another under the auspices of a blue flag is a grave offense. In both the Tears and in Kairos' empire, the customary punishment is death.
I owe you an apology, Peacebinder, for we have dishonored the surrender that you offered us in our year of defeat. I cannot excuse or defend our action. I leave that to history. But all the same, I am deeply indebted to you for treating my Tearsmen with charity and humanity, even in this time of madness. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
The woman bows deeply, lowering her head in a practiced display of etiquette, and the warriors by her side remain in a ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. In the name of the Overlord, and of the Archon Tunon, and in accordance with the ancient customs of North and South, I abide by this truce. First, Barrack, do not draw your weapons unless they draw them first.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
One of the leaders of the attack on Edgaring Ruins, Tarkus Deimos was subdued during the battle, and in accordance with the Scarlet Chorus's request, you ordered him conscripted into the corps. Oh. Oh, that's... We're definitely not doing that then. Nope. Captain Tarkus Deimos was captured during his raid on Edgaring Ruins. He is with the chorus now.
Then if we see him again, it will have to be as enemies.
She looks to the warriors to either side, shaking
If I may
her
make
head.
one more inquiry. What of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
You rarely have the luxury of matching names to the countless Tearsmen you've encountered. You're reasonably certain she is asking about the Vendrian Guard warrior that took Drastus hostage at the Edgaring Ruins. He did not survive. Not what you meant, technically. Yeah. I mean, she's making an assumption. She's not aware that he was handed over directly to the voices of Nerat, but you know, he didn't ask the right question. I am a lawyer, after all. Brought to the chorus, but he will not fight with them. Yeah. I'm afraid Palox Tyrell is dead. His attempts to hold one of the disfavored hostage led to his execution when he attempted to surrender by their members. She nods slowly, saying nothing for a long moment.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
I am sorry, Tide Mage, that you did not find what you were seeking, but I was merely enacting my will as a servant of Kairos and Tunon.
Then all that remains is for me to thank you for hearing me out. In accordance with our ancient customs north and south, let us part with peaceful accord.
She bows curtly, never letting her eyes leave yours before turning to leave, and a moment later, her bodyguards turn to follow. Well, obviously we're going to make her day absolutely horrible at some point in the future, because she's going to end up joining us, which means we're probably going to cause a lot of problems for them. A lot of problems. Go ahead and take all that. Thank you. The grasslands of the Tears stretch far throughout the land. Much of it remains uninhabited and unclaimed by any fact. I mean, I doubt it's fully uninhabited. It's just, it's not really run by any organized group. Got a notification. Oh, missives. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is from Tunon. What voice should I give him? Hold on. Hold on. Because I highly doubt we're going to hear Tunon's voice anytime soon, so I need to give him a suitably good voice. Sovani. Word has reached this court that you have issued the Overlord's edict to the Archons of War and Secrets. Know that we understood fully the weight of this burden and appreciate the loyalty that you show in its declaration. Provided you survive this span, your service will be duly recognized. As you navigate the idiosyncrasies and mutual antipathy of our Overlord's War Masters, remember that Kairos watches all with interest. Those who distinguish themselves, whether Fatebinder or Archon, have the opportunity to rise in the Overlord's esteem. Even now, the Northern Courts whisper that the more successful of the two Archons will be granted rule over the whole of the peninsula. Similarly, your fortunes rest upon the decisions that you make. Choose wisely, Fatebinder. Tunon the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice. Tunon the Adjudicator, the Archon of Justice, ruler of the conquered realms and arbiter of disputes. The oldest of the Archons sent to conquer the Tears, Tunon speaks with Kairos' authority, and his true appearance remains hidden behind an iron mask known as the Face of Judgment. Tunon is an impartial and sober creature, wholly obsessed with justice and order. Although assumed to be a powerful combatant, Tunon rarely strays from his throne room, entrusting the court of the Fatebinders to act as his eyes and ears, as well as judge, jury, and executioner. I think I'd start to wonder who managed to get into Tunon's mail at that point and went and decided to change things up. Thank you, my lord. Archon Tunon, allow me to express my deep appreciation for this opportunity. Few in the Empire have the honor of treating with the Archons, and fewer still of reading the empowered words of the Overlord. I endeavor always to emulate your exemplary foresight and judgment. I remain in all things your faithful servant, Fatebinder Savan. Alright, let's go encounter the... It proves everything. The warrior slams her fists together in a resounding clap. Like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead this flock of children. Behind her, the members of her gang posture with weapons at the ready. Did you not hear the news of the edict? This is a damn distraction. We ought to be saving our fight for the enemy. The chorus warrior looks to his gang, giving them a quick nod. He is correct. We have 8 days to seize Ascension Hall, or all of us will die. Well, until Fifth Eye starts the mustering chant, we've got nowhere to be. She gestures to the gang across from her. So now's our chance to have it out before things get serious. What is the issue here? There's no problem, Lord Fatebinder. She tosses her blade in the air, catching it with a smile on the way down. Captain Fuckwit here thinks he's trying to balk from the challenge. Thinks just because he used to run a ship, he's qualified to run a gang. He spits on the ground, looking up with a scowl. So I'm calling him out, because the way I see it, his warriors ought to follow me, not this new blood. Captain Fuckwit was my father. Fuckwit will do just fine. The warrior points at the opposing gang. If we have to prove our strength, we'll do so happily. But I'll have your hands and feet removed and the rest of you kept for my own use. Okay, dude. Okay. Yeah. This is the ways of the Scarlet Chorus. Figure out which one of you is to lead, and stop getting too many of your soldiers killed in the process. The soldiers offer a quick and solemn nod. Come on, who of you will be the first to meet my blade? The gang leader tosses her knife from one hand to the next. Well, they got fucking destroyed. Bent bronze sword, some cord boots. Those are good. Slightly higher deflection than hers, actually. Let's see if we can... It's probably just...
Right.
Nope, he's not.
I'll be your shadow.
Dude got fucked up. What do we have here? Ooh, go ahead and open that up for me first. Thank you. Ooh. Elemental barrier, some blood moss, and some gems. Very nice. Nothing hidden over here? Nope. Nope, we're good. Alright. Oh, very nice. Oh, is there more? Does appear to be more over here.
Slow and
That is mead.
steady.
Hold on. Oh, I can't
Sorry,
kill the deer?
I can't. Sorry, I can't.
Okay, I guess we can't. Okay. Hello, everybody. Rotting body bearing a scarlet chorus war paint skewered on a wooden pike. The guard places her hands on her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of her blade. Past this point is chorus territory, and you don't look like someone's conscript. Are you in the right place? I am a Fatebinder. I'm always in the right place. The guard tenses up, locking eyes with you. That walking hunk of rust, what's he, she, it doing here? He is an allied warrior and my personal bodyguard. Do not make an issue of this, soldier. Fine. Come on in. The Fury will gut you if you're really a problem. The guard half-heartedly waves you in as she nods to Verse. Fifth Eye, Death Knell, Varia Kel. Oh dear, we've got some captured, yeah, we've got some captured Tearsmen here. Uh-oh, that's a dude. Oh, wait. What are there some disfavored here? That's interesting. Hold on. Let's read up. Arrows are splintered. They're fletching mottled. They were likely pulled from corpses. The barrel is full of murky red water. Severed limbs bob under the greasy soup skin. Ugh. Battle plans are scribbled over a bloodstained map of the Tears. Arrows point towards the inner ring of the Vendrian's Well Valley, and small circles are drawn around the citadel. That is water. Okay. I guess clean water is probably hard to come by. Most of these provisions have rot. That's great. Ooh. Please open up. Yep. Sweet. Is that just... Go ahead and put that on him.
Have a look here.
Make sure you've got plenty of HP potions. That's good. Oh, there's something over here. That is Rot Spear. Definitely be selling that. Who are you? Hail, Fatebinder of Tunon. The disfavored officer pounds his heavy metal gauntlet against his chest in a stiff but warm greeting. Were I a betting or superstitious man, I'd say fortune must favor me today, but I am not. Nonetheless, I am pleased to meet you all the same. What brings you to my little slice of personal damnation, otherwise known as... He spreads his thickly gloved hands wide. This here mud and shit-stinking chorus camp. The reusing of item assets mess with your head in this game? You mean the little portraits and stuff like that? Because, I mean, a lot of them are similar to the Pillars of Eternity ones, not gonna lie. But I guess if it saved their art team, you know, a bit of time, not going to complain. Why is a unit of disfavored stationed with the chorus? From the way most of my days go, you'd think I was here to rot with the Blood Channers and the Furies, but my post is to represent the disfavor's interest before Fifth Eye and the Scarlet Chorus, or Iron Marshal Arenos. Not that I've gotten to do either in so much as the last span. What do you think personally of the chorus? Quite frankly, sir, they're rabid dogs, the entire lot of them. Never seen a screamer racing headlong into battle with a hound chasing a winter hare? I have. And I can tell you more often than not, it's the screamer who ends up skinned and gutted. Leave the campaign to that kind of chaos that's the chorus, and we're all doomed. You act like it's a punishment to be assigned to this detail, soldier. Isn't it, sir? I know I fucked up to get here. Got 3 days in the hole and a nice little promotion to go with my new post. I won't be making the same mistake twice when it comes to the Marshal. He juts his chin out towards the distant valley. I should be out there, fighting for the glory of Graven Ash. Not standing here ready to run back a report should something ever, finally, fucking happen. Have the chorus at least been cooperative with you and your men? No one tells me anything. They all lack honor and discipline. Don't think they could cooperate even if that's what they actually want. He grunts, though I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, considering they serve the Archon of Secrets. A keen observation, soldier. I'm glad we see eye to eye. It's nice speaking with someone who doesn't try to frustrate the piss out of you every 4 words. It's like they don't even care. The closest thing to a friend in the disfavored they've got. Our lives are at risk, and even now we're still facing issues between the two armies. Begging your pardon, sir, but I've never fought a battle where my life wasn't on the line. That's kind of the nature of war. Oh, fair enough. Do you have anything you'd like to report, soldier? Have you noticed anything unusual during your time here? He cants his head from to one side, taken aback. Sorry, sir, but what about the chorus isn't unusual? The army itself is a strange, malnourished beast that is unleashed on the enemy. No, the screamers seem mostly in order, sir. I haven't been spying, if that's what you've been implying, sir. Still as a post, he studies you sharply, scarcely appearing to breathe. Of course, even if I was, I'd be damn near impossible to learn anything from this shit sty. Fifth Eye and those damn Furies don't loop me in enough for me to do my detail, and it's not for lack of trying on my part. Wait. It'd be damn near impossible for me to learn anything from this shit sty. Hey, Fifth Eye and those damn Furies don't even loop me in enough for me to do my detail, and it's not for lack of trying on my part. I don't see what asking for clarification would immediately cause me to lose favor with the Scarlet Chorus, but I want to know what. What do you mean? I'm not just here to keep a steady eye on the Oathbreakers, who they give far too much freedom after conscripting. I'm here to be a resource for the benefit of both armies. I can provide insight regarding proper stratagem and request a stock of troops from the Iron Marshal for reinforcements if needed. But none of their commanders will listen to me, nor confide in me, nor fight beside the brethren that I could request. It's very strange because, quite frankly, these two armies should complement each other very well. Classic hammer and anvil strategy. The disfavored acting as the anvil while the chorus act as the hammer would be somewhat effective. But the two just cannot fucking work together even on a short period of time. Who is this? Yo! As much an accusation as a question, the broad-shouldered woman shakes her head with a scowl. So you're the Fatebinder. I was expecting something a bit more impressive. She bows in spite of her misgivings. Death Knell, Scarlet Fury. My time is yours for as long as it amuses me. The fighter effortlessly spins a bronze sword about in her hands. Get one thing clear. Stick to your word and the law. Leave the fighting to us grown adults. Your corpse would just be a tripping hazard to those of us who have a bit of carnage sport. We've got enough useless twats dying for the chorus as it is. All our recruits seem good for of late is pulling in a shit-stinking mound on the battlefield. She hums low to herself, flipping her sword side to side with several deft flicks of her wrist. Keeps up, and we'll have to toughen our recruitment standards again. What do you need? You said something about the horde thinning. We do not have access to reinforcements. That is a very dangerous proposition for your army. It was swelling until it's thundering, then crashing and receding. It's been the way of the chorus for as long as it's been. She offers a one-shouldered shrug, ambivalent if anything, but more than likely just uncaring. We take all of our prisoners alive. We give them a chance yet to live, to be reborn into something better. Putting any and every able body to the sword like the disfavored do is nothing but a waste. Conquered enemy is just a new ally, as long as they have the proper coercion. Of course, we do sometimes have the problem of lingering loyalties. Deserters are rarely successful in their escape, but they do try. The Vendrian Guard, strengthened by their numerous blood ties, have been particularly stubborn, so I have a plan hatched. Brutal and efficient, as long as it brings the end to this war. Tell me. She tips her head, a smile playing at her lips. I had a feeling you'd say that. I'm thinking we redouble our effort to recruit the settlers, focusing on the unaligned and the unsuspecting, instead of flushing ourselves to the gills with the oath-breakers claimed from the battlefield. And how exactly do you plan to convince them? Well, a knife point has been sufficient well enough in the past, but you've inspired me to try a more diplomatic approach this day, Fatebinder. What do you say? You might be able to ease them into the idea and save the lives of their friends and neighbors in the process. If it means expediting the end to this meandering conflict, then it must be done. The Fury howls a satisfied laugh and smacks you on the dead on the back. My methods are surefire, you'll see. I'll mark the settlement on your map. She grins, biting her bottom lip till it's bloody. Can't wait to see the outcome of your efforts. Something I noticed that the Scarlet Chorus is a means to an end. Realistically, when Kairos' will is fully established, they don't really have much to do, and standing garrisons don't really seem feasible for them. The disfavored seem way more able to maintain standard soldier duties after the conquest. Yes, but it also should be noted that, as Verse has even said, the Voices of Nerat do not consider the Scarlet Chorus to be Kairos' army. They consider it to be their army that they're lending to Kairos. Now, yes, in the event that Kairos does manage to conquer the world and all of that jazz, we'd probably have an issue with the Voices. Assuming the Voices doesn't try to betray Kairos at some point in that, the most likely outcome is that the vast majority, something like 90% of the Scarlet Chorus, would probably be thrown in prison or killed. The small number that would be kept around would probably be a handful of Furies and the Voices of Nerat's mages that he has in the Scarlet Chorus as well, since they've actually proven themselves to be very competent assets. So they would be kept around as a personal fighting force of his, most likely. But the overall majority of the chorus? Oh no, they'd be gone. At best, some of them might be mustered out if they can prove to be somewhat sane. The rest would be butchered, probably at the hands of Kairos' other armies. Let me take a drink here. Ah. Now, returning to how you spoke when we first were introduced, insult a Fatebinder again, and I'll use my magic to bury that blade in your belly before you can scream. She peels a surprise, but pleased laugh at your threat. Tapping the flat of the blade against her thigh, she cants her neck until it audibly cracks. Maybe there is something more to you Fatebinders after all. If Kairos was more hands-on with these two armies, they might be able to work in tandem. It's almost like Kairos wants them at each other's throats. An ultimatum like this edict certainly creates more stress and conflict. Yep. I have a feeling that that's exactly what's happening. Given that Graven Ash was the last Archon to really give Kairos a run for their money, and that the Secrets of Nerat is a mind and personality stealing amalgamation, I have to imagine Kairos is trying to see if either of them are fully loyal to their cause, or if maybe they might need to step in personally and end one of them. So what exactly were you expecting, Deathknow? Well, let's see. She counts on her fingers, conducting some mental tally. From your deeds during the conquest, know how you've helped us since then. She shrugs. Suppose I didn't expect much. You've done nothing to challenge it. By Scarlet Chorus standards, you're no more than a conscript. Work a bit harder on setting yourself apart. Maybe you'll live up to your name. What is your role in the chorus? Deathknow frowns, her eyes narrowing. Do you not recognize a Scarlet Fury when you see one? We are the warrior spirit of the chorus, scholars of sword and shield. She folds her arms, puffing out her chest. In peace, we train those tough enough to endure our lessons, but wise enough to learn from the best. In battle, it is our duty to seek out and slay foes and inspire the horde with skill and bravery. Deathknow clicks her tongue, looking aside to the others in the camp with an eye roll. We are the fearless vanguard of this confused but glorious rabble. And how has your service treated you so far? It's a wonder of wonders. I eat what I want, I shit where I want, and I kill who I want. Sometimes I even do more than one at a time. She winks at you. My enthusiasm for my work brought me here. A decorated Scarlet Fury veteran, looking for advancement. If it means killing one of the gang bosses, I'm not above taking a swing at someone bigger than me. Deathknell and Verse seem like chorus members. The voice. I think it's actually more related to being a Fury, because even Verse mentioned that when the Voices of Nerat talked to her, they said that they see the battlefield as a symphony, and the individual soldiers almost as instruments or singers in a symphony. So I think it's more that the Scarlet Furies are the ones who get the more song-sounding names, because we've already seen other members with not so poetic names. They can be bigger than you. Just make sure they don't hit harder than you. Wise words, sister. I'd like your take on the Scarlet Chorus. We are the voices of Narat's glory made manifest. In the chorus, strength rises and the weak feed the soil. The death knell smiles, standing tall as she extols the army. Our ways terrify the cowardly and shock the naive, but our traditions exist to offer promise and prestige to those fit to claim it. We abandon all petty rules for one simple law. The strongest must lead. He sounds just like Verse, both are pretty attached to their own freedom. I suppose that and an affinity for violence brings us the chorus. Yep. That would be my guess. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold off. Snigler Daglos. Who the fuck? Upon noticing you approach, the merchant straightens his posture and smiles. An honor! Name's Snigler Daglos, originally from the relative tranquility of the Northern Empire. I've since accepted the nomadic life for the sake of keeping Kairos' forces supplied with only the finest goods, local and imported. Let me see your wares. He winces a little. It's not much, sir. Let me know if you see anything that piques your interest. I don't think there's anything. Don't want to sell that just yet because I don't know. We'll keep all of that for right now. Yeah, I guess we'll sell these off then. Ooh, what are you? Ripper, one-handed and thrown. Okay. Jagged causes bleeding for 12.4 seconds. Okay. Ooh, that's expensive. I didn't even realize. Holy shit. Blood Chanter's staff, magic staff, and control fire. Ah, the Blood Chanters get fire. Of course they do. Scarlet Chorus leather armor barely covers anything. Scarlet Fury gloves and helm. Fire Eye Stone. Sigil of Fire, plus 10 to fire control. Ooh. Also very expensive. Holy shit. Interesting. Sigil of Vigor. Channeled Strength. Contains a magical expression which uses spells that affect targets within a cone in front of the caster. Okay. And Precise Action. Slightly increases the accuracy of the spell. Ooh, nice. Wow, he is charging a lot for this shit, though, is the problem. We'll just start with this one, then. There we go. Sigil of Core. And then we'll need to save up to get the Channeled Strength. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. There we go. Lore is up to 64 now. Very nice. So if I go into here and I go to my Fireball spell, accuracy takes it up to 75. Ooh. Area of effect, duration, chain, recovery, armor penetration, interrupt, and enhancements. Interesting. Okay. Still some more people. Reg and Boz.
Can't do that.
How the hell do we... Oh. Stench of piss and fecal matter emanates from this tent, one clearly not used for rest. These spears are brittle and rusty. Alright, bed bronze dagger. I'll take that. To the bigger core? Oh, it was a core! I didn't realize. Oh, you're right, it is. But what can we get with this? Titan's Touch. Allied target gains +2 vitality and +2 might for 45 seconds. Oh, that's not bad. Fills the target with a surge of greatness, granting them a bonus to might and vitality. Yeah. We can only do a touch spell with that, though. Probably don't need accuracy on a buff spell. The duration increases it by almost 15 seconds. Range skill does the same thing. Intensity increases the bonus by +2.5. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I don't think it's much use right now, but we will see what we get later when we get some different accents for that. That is a whetstone. Like that. Random Scarlet Chorus members. Dude named Quiet Shiv. What? And then another subterfuge check that we still cannot pass, can we? She's got 39. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting
Can't
there.
do that.
Hold on. You have a name. I don't know. You have a name. It's not my fault. I'm just trying to see who else wants to talk. Like, who the hell are these two? Well, look who we have here. Chewing on some manner of cud, a heavy-set soldier flings spittle and crumbs as she talks. The fate binder finally shows himself. I'm Reg, the second soldier chimes in. This is Baz. We're wondering when you might pay camp a visit. Fifth Eye's been a little starved for attention, and he ordered us to watch you like a troublesome babe. Make sure you don't get out of line. Baz knits her fingers together, joints crackling as she smiles. Reg clears his throat loudly, scowling at Baz. Something like that. You got questions, ask us. Good luck finding anybody else in camp who will give you answers, or even a smile. So, what can we do for you? Tell me about yourselves, Baz. Sell sword to the beck and call of fat merchants. There's another dented face in the crowd after too many years of spilling blood in the local skirmishes, and I realized I was only killing time. Then Cairo showed me a better way. Unity. Purpose. Now I fight for something, not just someone. I've been watching the Furies and working on my blade work. I'm not good enough to join them yet, but I think I could show even them a thing or two. And you, Reg? He scratches the back of his head at a loss for words. I had a family, farm, chorus came. Now I have the chorus. Priorities change when you hear screams in the middle of the night, feel a blade pressed to your neck. Things like farms and families don't seem very important at that point. I used to have nightmares thinking about the culling. Felt awful. Remember how I hacked my mom and daughter bets just so I could survive. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree's a nomination for Game of the Year at the TGA. Yeah, I heard about that. Apparently there's some controversy because it's a DLC title, and I honestly don't care. I really don't. It's just going to be people screaming about it. I'm sorry, Tenwin. Like, the Game Awards just... I really don't care. I think the only part about them that I liked last year or the year before was Armored Core 6 actually winning a Best Action title, which was a very honest surprise, given that you just find it amusing. I understand. I'm not disparaging you for looking it up. The drama of video game journalism has... I think I've stopped paying attention to 99% of it, like, 15 years ago, so... I just don't pay it any mind. When the Scarlet Chorus conscripts a village, they hold a ceremony known as the culling. Every able-bodied man, woman, and child is given a weapon and forced to fight their family and friends to the death. Those who survive are deemed strong enough and free from old ties to join the army of the voices of Narat. Reg's eyes, shadowed for a moment with sorrow, take on a feverish gleam. Fifth Eye had me howling one night. Pulled me out of the horde and took an interest in me. Now I learn magic, calling fire from nothing. My ma and Da could see me now. I know they'd be proud. Can you tell me about your service in the chorus? Reg and I were conscripted at the Gates of Judgment. Used to fight for Archon, me for Azure. Baz chuckles, sketching her chin in thought. How many fights we survived? 11? Reg begins to count in a series across his fingers. No, 14. I count each day and sunder separately. The chorus is... Baz looks about the camp and shrugs. Honestly, it's not as bad as it smells. The strong, like me and Reg, we take what we want, what we deserve. We live only as well as our strength affords us, as it should be. And what can you tell me about your commander, Fifth Eye? Reg trades an uncomfortable glance with Baz and lowers his voice. They say he shares a direct link to the voices, so guard your tongue around him. He's a little, wild, bloodthirsty, and mad. Baz stops for a moment, but also brilliant. Reg flinches and glances over his soldier. I was gonna say eccentric. The chorus isn't picky about who joins the ranks, but you can expect to find some unusual types. Most are as likely to kill you as promote you. What have you seen in Vendrian's Well? The walls might seem imposing, but the guard do a better job of hiding its weaknesses than fixing them. He shrugs. We took that place once before. We can do it again. We have to, don't we? Reg looks up at the imposing tower of the spire. Though Kairos knows I don't want to stay any longer than necessary. He follows his gaze and shakes her head. You should know better than to parade your cowardice before the Fateminder. It's not cowardice, just superstition. You're afraid of the spire. Apologies, Fatebinder. I shouldn't have said anything. He sighs. The fact of the matter is we were told to stay away from the spires and the old walls ever since we were babes. All the old childhood lessons that fell by the wayside, that one stayed the same. Imagine a soldier of the chorus pissing himself over architecture. It's more about what's underneath it. The Bane lurks around those old sites, and they kill anything that can catch unawares. I've no wish to meet the Bane in combat unless there's 100 blood chanters at my back. She twists her lips into a frown, thinking for a moment. Oh, me neither, I suppose. Reg, show me what Fifth Eye's been teaching you. Aw, he doesn't have control fire, even though he said he's learning how to do that. That's kind of annoying. He can train me in lore, though, and that is pretty much our main stat, so... Go ahead and grab that. Oh, interesting. It can also work... Oh, you can do it with everybody. Interesting. Wait, what? Wait, that's new. This is a different one. Baz and Reg trade conversation and hectic whispers. You feel strange? Yeah. Reg rubs his shoulders. Ever since the Fatebinder spoke the edict, I felt like bugs were crawling under my skin. Oh, didn't see you there, Fatebinder. Let me see what Baz can do. She's got bows, dual wield, which... Yep, there we go. And unarmed combat. Interesting.
Right.
Small marks have been painted onto this corpse, marking certain body parts as more difficult targets than others. Fifth Eye must authorize all prisoner visits. Okay. The binder of Tunon arrives. Squealing with a teenager's timbre, the Fifth Eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel in need of a trim. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some of the captives. Don't worry, we have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in the blood-red regalia of the Crimson Spears, the Fifth Eye beckons you to stand close, wagging a blood-splattered glove. The Crimson Spears are the personal gang of the Voices of Narat, top enforcers of the chorus answering only to the Archon of Secrets, and all gang members must follow their orders as if they were the words of the Archon himself. In contrast to the poorly equipped mobs they command, the Crimson Spears are armed with the finest bronze and rigorous training, and their skills are regularly tested by rivals for their status. In the chorus, even the top gang leaders must be ready to prove their strength if they wish to lead. Now that you have issued the edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? Chirps of laughter emanate from under his mask. I trust you are preparing your warriors for battle. We know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire. We've learned this is not their only nest. Fifth Eye wags a hand in the air with a high-pitched squeal of displeasure. Given their pattern of attacks, we must have a second group maintaining camp here in the Outer Valley. Unless we deal with that group, they'll attack us from behind the moment we cross the river. There are some amongst the defavored who believe you are not fully in control of your horde, as they've seen too many defecting back to the guard. Wrong, perhaps, he gestures with his spear in an arc towards the sprawling camp. It is no mean feat to herd this many desperate lives. For every 2 hands of humanity, there's at least 1 finger that snaps from the stress of our ways. A few have been lost in the margins, won't deny it. But if you store grain, you expect some rat feces. You lead killers, expect some desertion. You have how large a force, and for all these weeks you've let the enemy move freely through the valley? I am hurt. You insult my manners or maturity, but do not insinuate that I sit idle when there's blood to be shed. The Crimson Spear claps his fists together. We have dealt with countless Oathbreakers, but one group remains at large despite our best efforts. Captain Pelox's crew consistently evades or kills our gangs. So you need help taking out these Oathbreakers, then? And while a good old-fashioned slaughter would be an efficient solution, the smarter answer is not to kill them, but to add their strength to ours. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of those prisoners claims she can lead us to the Vendrian Guard's secondary camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. So I could use your help questioning this Variah Kell. Perhaps you'll get less screams and tears and more useful information out of her. If we know where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain and show him the wisdom of joining the chorus. If it will get you moving and get this army under control, I will speak with the prisoner. I'll meet you here. She's waiting over there by the others.
Sorry, I can't.
What is this, though? Read scroll. Sigil of Illusion. Oh. That's... Yes. Those who master the Sigil of Illusion are skilled in the arts of deceit and trickery, using its powers to misdirect and confuse their targets at critical moments. Often derided by combat mages for its inability to kill outright, those who specialize in illusion knows its power can turn the tide of any battle. It merely requires someone smart enough to know how to use it. So what does its basic ability do? Oh, it's a buff. 30% graze deflection for 45 seconds. 30% hit deflection for 45 seconds. Very nice. And if I change it to a bolt, false pit causes the prone affliction for 4.2 seconds. Ooh. And causes a small amount of damage. Very nice. Interesting. This is just making me wish I had more spell slots. Interesting. And also more of these sigils, the expressions. The expressions are going to be the thing that really let me shake up how I have my spells. So there's Variakel and there's Lantry. Lantry is an older dude from the looks of it. Let me quick save with that. Did it actually quick save? It did not. Okay, do a hard save there, just in case. Please, someone. I wish to bow before the voices of Narat. I thought all could find redemption in the chorus. A woman in makeshift armor of the guard lurches forward in agony. Her soiled, trembled legs suggest she has been forced to stand for days. This one, he flippantly waves at the prisoner, was hollering earlier about how she knows the location of the Vendrian Guard encampment, but she isn't being entirely honest. I like this magic system because it properly shows how literacy makes you better at magic. Yeah, and it's fitting that this is more of a late Bronze, early Iron Age society where literacy was very rare, all things considered. Outside of certain exceptions, like some of the Greek city-states where it was expected for common citizens to be more, at the very least, to know the basics of literacy, you had vast swaths of the world where literacy was only the realm of either the very, very well-educated or the religious class, and that was it. I told this thing, the prisoner turns pale for a moment before a look of determination comes over her face, that I wanted to guarantee I'd live and be welcomed into the course as a captain. Then I'll talk. Otherwise, they'll just kill me once I've spoken. I was dumb enough to join with the guard, but I'm not dumb enough to give away my bargaining bronze. You claim you would disavow your people for the chorus. Why the change of heart? Because I want to live. And you don't need to be the Archon of Premonitions to know that the younger realms are gone. She blinks several times, catching her breath. Kairos is the new strength of the tears, and I would rather stand with his Archons than be crushed by them. Why should I trust the words of an Oathbreaker? Because I have no answer for that. Mariah's eyes fall to the ground, and she swallows nervously. When I joined the guard, I accepted their broken vow unto myself. Have you not felt passion for a foolish cause, one you came to regret? My surrender is sincere, and I will bow before the voices of Narat to prove it. Is this what the chorus... She also thinks that giving information would guarantee her rank. That is not how the chorus works. Speak of what you know, and perhaps I can see to your release. I heard the chorus is looking for one Captain Pelux Florian, as well as his men. I can lead them to you, but only if you release me. She turns her head, and taking a long look at the skewered and smoldering corpses of her fellows around her, she tugs at her restraints, but to no avail. Well, I don't have subterfuge, so I need to roleplay this as if Verse is assisting me with this role. My friend Verse seems to think you're lying. Why don't you tell me what you exactly know, and I'll see about saving you. You see... Shaken by your demand, her lips move wordlessly for several seconds. I don't exactly know where the rest of the crew is, but I saw. I mean, I could tell you. She shakes her head, catching her breath. Search that one. She reaches up with her right leg and points with her foot, calling attention to one of the corpses in the nearby pile. The tall, dark one who's missing most of his face. The left boot. He was the literate one in our crew. He had the orders. Peel your vulva like a bit. Okay, I know that. I know what that's a reference to. Helsing Ultimate Abridged is very good. Good choice, Brown Bear. Very good choice. Also, I don't know how you'd peel a vulva like a banana, but I'm sure Verse could figure it out. With a snap of his fingers, a pair of choirmen yank the boots off the fallen guardsman. A rolled parchment slides out of the back of it and is thrust into Fifth Eye's hands. He unfurls the scroll to give it a read. It's nonsense, just a mash of words. Laughter erupts from under the mask. She said she had information and gives us garbage. Kill this wretch for wasting our time. He snaps his fingers at a nearby Fury, who promptly snatches a long knife from her belt. Interesting that he didn't read it aloud, and 2, he didn't let me read it. Ever before have I been praised for mentioning genital mutilation. But I recognize where it was referencing, so I'm more than happy with it. It's always nice to see a random Hellsing Ultimate Abridged reference in the wild. No. She may not be the kind of recruit they're looking for, but at the same time, anyone who wants to join the chorus has to prove themselves one way or the other. Fifth Eye. She said that she would swear fealty to the voices of Narat as a member of the chorus. I believe, by your own ways, an initiation rite would be in order. Seeing as how you're an expert of fate, I will entertain your wisdom on this matter. What do you propose we do with her? Points to the 2 other prisoners. Test her loyalty. Variah, kill these guardsmen with something blunt. Variah looks at the prisoners, once her allies, closes her eyes as her bonds are untied. The onlookers snicker and cheer when a heavy rock is placed in her hand. Mouthing something inaudible, she lifts the rock high above her head and smashes it down on the prisoner's skull, wincing back a scream as she hoists the stone over her head a second time to finish the job on the other prisoner. The bloody rock hits the ground, and Variah slumps to her knees in defeat a moment later. She wanted to swear herself to the voices of Narat. She better get used to this shit or they're gonna kill her real fast regardless. Good, good. Fifth Eye places his bloodied hands on the trembling woman's shoulder and nods to her. Welcome to the chorus. Do not fail us. As a pair of soldiers come to lift Variah, the Fifth Eye turns to you, his voice filled with glee. Where's a slave to clean up the offal when you need it? Sounds like he just wants credit, wants to get rid of her. Yeah, he could also just be having a murderous moment where he just doesn't give a shit. We're no closer to finding the Oathbreaker's position, not with this cryptic mess. She promised us answers and all she gave us was gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
You have a loyalty score. Oh, hello, third companion. The voice comes from the last prisoner tied to the next to Variah, an older gentleman with the quills, ink vials, and parchment scrolls that one would find on a sage of the scroll of ink and quill. Ink smudges over his cheeks, temple, and ears. His clothes appear charred, and between the rips of fabric you spot burn scars along his arm. Despite being emaciated and tied to a post, he offers a strangely beaming smile. I mean, from the sound of it, he is quite literally a scholar and a scribe, so that's pretty much all he's got at this point. Read the parchment for yourself. You unroll the parchment and see a message of modest length written with professional, albeit hasty penmanship. The Tearsmen speak the Kato just like the Northerners, but they have a half-dozen different ways of writing it, and this peculiar script is unknown to you. Who are you?
I'm Sage Lantry, one of the hired quills that was coordinating missives between the Vendrian Guard captains. They aren't paying me anymore and aren't coming to my rescue. So I'll decipher that parchment for you. That's what smart prisoners do, right? Make themselves useful?
Running a household or army requires a great deal of logistical know-how, and it helps to be literate and capable of maintaining your own records and ledgers. Most leaders employ assistants known as the hired quills to log harvests, schedule payments, balance payrolls, and dictate letters to friends and rivals. Talks a bit like Leader Shoot Larry. I did kind of get that feel with his accent that he's a little... Why do I have a feeling when we're going to talk to Landry, we're eventually going to find out like he was a bit of a playboy in his younger younger years. Can you read this?
Well, let me see. I can't.
You hold the parchment in front of the bound sage, and his eyes dart down the length of the missive. He reads the words a second time, nodding in silence. Did we read this one? I think we've read the first part of this, but I don't remember the second part. Not all sages know magic, but those that have mastered the guild's traditional spells can employ magic for protection and preservation. The poorly kept secret that the sages have gradually acquired a wide array of magic practiced by rival mage guilds over the generations. Oh. Interesting. I suppose that makes sense given the sheer size of their fucking library. It was basically a city.
I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird that way.
Few hours? Either you can read it or you cannot. What use is a sage that doesn't know his letters? I've heard all I need to. We'll have some fun with this one. Sage, your life depends on you translating this scroll. Now.
I would love to help. I just need some time. That's written in another sage's shorthand. I'd have to sit down with it, or better yet, compare it to a piece of his writing I have stashed on me somewhere. If I sat down with it while sufficiently sober, it's highly probable I'd figure it out.
Fifth Eye isn't a plotter, he's just a sadist. Yeah, that's pretty much the vibe I'm getting.
Sober? Since when do we share the good stuff with the prisoners?
Oh, nobody shared. Right before I was taken prisoner, I imbibed several vials of reagents. I wanted to be numb and disconnected when my captors used me for carnal catharsis. It's made these last few days tied to a post almost enjoyable.
He is high as fuck. Yeah. This man has been high for several days and is only just now starting to come down from it. Holy shit. Fifth Eye, give him a few hours. We need to know what it says. You read the edict? I don't need to tell you the sundial's working against us. This addled old bag is just trying to stall. I'm sure your Archon would be most upset to know that you squandered a source of good enemy intelligence. How true. Fine, we shan't put him to waste. He'll serve as the most amusing source of amusement when we put him on trial.
Faithbinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
Fine, if this is the way of yours. I will be his champion and advocate on his behalf. The army needs him to live.
Good. I like it when Tunon's puppies get their paws dirty.
You're getting involved with this too, Verse. Don't get too cocky.
I wouldn't mind taking a swing at some loudmouth chorus braggarts myself.
Did you hear that, brothers and sisters? Raising his arms to the sky, Fifth Eye roars for all to hear. Trial by combat is upon us. The sage is unbound from his post. His stiff legs nearly buckle as he attempts to walk, and his arms flex and flail in their new freedom. Wiping sweat and grime from his brow, the sage steps closer to you with a nervous smile. Like it when Tunon's puppies get their spot. That almost sounded kinky. I mean, it's Verse. Let's be very honest. Verse probably has done other things other than just kill people that are very bad. And she's probably done whatever the hell she wants in regards to those things. So, probably best not to contemplate that for too long. Especially since our sage friend here basically just implied that while he was tied to this post, he was frequently sexually assaulted. So, you know. How arousal is often adjacent to violence for Verse. I mean, given the people she surrounds herself with, I'm not really surprised. Rhythmic roaring and the stomping of hundreds of feet in unison flood the camp as hordemen begin to circle and swirl about, brandishing weapons and cheering. Well, if they got this worked up to fight the enemy, this war would be over by now. Begin the chant of gathering and let the warriors know that tonight's entertainment will soon commence. Brothers and sisters, who amongst you sets the standard for strength? Who amongst you will help win a weak from strong? The Fifth Eye waves his hands in the air, drawing in a gathering of soldiers. Oh, looks like they've got one Fury amongst them. Our claimants are assembled. Let the trial of the Oathbreaker begin.
I am.
Okay, here we go. All right, we have Landry. He has renewal. One armor penetrated by attack. Wait, what? Restores the party's weapons and armor to pristine condition. Increases damage from weapons and protection from armor. Very nice. Quicken. Heals the Fate Binder with a source of restorative energy. The burst of energy is so invigorating, the Fate Binder is also hastened for the remaining duration. He has Restoring Touch, which he... Okay, he's got healing, and he's got a buff. So we're just going to go ahead and have him immediately buff Verse, who is also going to immediately start attacking them. Barrack, I want you... No, can't really do that. Go ahead and immediately move in and deal damage there. Meanwhile, I am going to... We're going to... oh, we have to focus on him, which means it would still have a chance of hitting me. Okay, hold on. Go with Searing Palm.
I got it.
Oh, great. Now I'm getting attacked by two of them. That's not good. Alright, Lantry. You're doing fine, buddy. Fine. Go ahead and attack them. Verse. Go ahead and skewer them. So I need to... And then I'm going to grab Charged Fist. Try to knock him back.
You got it.
Or he dies. That works too. Perfectly fine with that. Lantry, go ahead. Give me a healing spell on me, please. Come on, guys. Take him down. There we go. Barrack, go after him. Verse, come over here and give me a hand. Lantry, there's a well-aimed quill at his target, interrupting them. Oh, interesting. I'll save that for if we need to interrupt somebody. This guy's not dead yet. Verse. Oh, where's the other one that I had from her? Yes, go ahead and give me a hand knocking this guy prone, will you? There we go. Thanks for the renewal. Alright, everybody gang up on this poor bitch. Ow. Please do not knock him down. Please do not. Can we do something maybe to knock this? No, we don't. I don't like this. Run away. Landry, run away. Get out of range. Force her to change her target. No, force her to change her target. There we go. She's shooting Barrack. That's fine. Oh, he's got a throwing knife. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Oh, that was the quill throw. Okay, okay. I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. Let's go ahead and Searing Palm her. Come on, finish her off.
I feel...
Are you kidding me? He was poisoned? Ah, now we've got another injury I have to rest to get rid of. God fucking damn it. He literally couldn't have held on for like 2 more seconds. We would have been fine. Fucking A. By the righteous shedding of blood, we have found our answer. Regrettably, it appears the sage is worthy of leaving our camp alive. Fifth Eye offers a short, mocking bow to Lantry. By the customs set forth by the voices of Narat, you're free to go, old man. Brag to your grandchildren that you fell afoul of the chorus, yet lived to tell the tale. Your men put up a good fight. Almost. Oh, it really is bloodletting weather, is it not? My conscripts need to see more warriors of your skill in action, Fatebinder. I thank you for the lesson you have given our camp. I thought I'd die, tied to that post. The sage looks down at his rope-worn wrists in disbelief. Now hand me that parchment, and I'm certain I can decipher it. Well, much of the parchment was weathered, but I could make out the important parts of the text. The note makes mention of a meeting spot west of Tripnet. So, the old sage knows his words after all. I'd ask that you travel ahead and see if you can get this Captain Florian to yield to the chorus. They'll strike at first sight of a chorus gang, but perhaps they'll be parlaying with yours. Face is the face they see. Pretty rare to get thanked for an ass whooping. As I said, I'm very much playing my character as being very willing to abide by local customs, shall we say. The chorus wants a fight in order to prove their strength. Well, I'll give them a fight. But if I can negotiate with the locals and get them to side with us again and renege on their oath-breaking capability, or oath-breaking, then I will gladly do so. Also, Lantry is still on the ground because we literally finished the combat when he fell over. I know the area. I suggest we go at once, and I will show you the way. I'm eager to be far from the stench of this camp. He's sleeping. Take it easy. Something is amiss. There's a lot of fight in you for a scholar, and now you're offering to join an expedition led by a fate-binder. I've met sages every bit as cutthroat as a hardened gang boss. They act the part of doddering scribes. Don't let that fool you. Ah, smart for someone your age to be so mistrusting, but I am not with the Oathbreakers, if that's what you're fishing for. I work for them under duress and have no love for them. I'm not about to pledge to the chorus, and the disfavored certainly wouldn't have me. Still, I consider myself a Kairos-fearing vassal of the Overlord's empire all the same. For as long as I've been a sage, I've been trained to defend myself. We don't spend all of our time binding books and sketching wildlife, just most of it. For centuries, we've been in a quiet war with the School of Tides and the School of Wild Wrath. You can't travel alone as much as I do and not know the bronze dance. So, you won't be a parchment weight during the fight. Good to know. Welcome aboard. Oh, no, I'd like to think I'm worth at least 3 or 4 angry peasants in a fight. Fine. You're so eager. You may join. Splendid. You won't be disappointed. I know I may seem old and frail, but I do know how to step lightly and how not to get killed. I will not slow you down. Lead the way, and let me know how I can be of service. Are we done here? We need to move to Trip Nettle. Your new pet doesn't behave himself along the way. I'm not above clipping his ears. Having learned what blood and feces smells like shortly before playing this game, a lot of the descriptions were vivid for me. Yeah, I can imagine that that would be the case. Oh, he didn't suffer a wound. Maybe because the combat happened. I don't know. I'll take it. Staggering burn. That. And apparently... Oh, here we go. So he has basic lore skill. He's got control life, control vigor. So he is our support mage. He is very much our support mage. What? Ooh. Control vigor goes off of those 2 stats, and that goes off of those 2 stats. So we would want his wits to go up. Oh, he has another stat point. There we go. Go. Oh, Quill, Sage, and Preservation. Interesting. He has 3. Everybody else has 2. There's a well-aimed Quill. Lantry's thrown weapon attack range and adds armor penetration to his thrown weapon attacks. Oh, nice. And he has stealth. Really? His subterfuge isn't that good, but I guess he does have the ability to do that if he needs to. Gain a bonus to accuracy with thrown weapons. Or he can go Sage. Lantry strikes his target. Hold on. Lantry strikes his target, interrupting them and lowering their non-physical armor. If used from stealth, it will also paralyze them. Gains a passive bonus to the subterfuge and dodge skills. Ooh, Mage Slayer. Interesting. Moderately improves the lore skill, Interesting. He also has preservation. Requires 1 talent, improves control vigor skill by +10, improves control life skill by +10. Renewability granting an even greater increase to weapon, +1 to armor, 2 armor penetrated by attack. Very nice. And grants 10% magical defense and 3 armor arcane. Nice. Interesting. He has 2 points right now. I guess it just depends on if I want to make him into a support mage or not. I haven't decided fully yet. Let's see here. No. We're gonna go ahead and we'll reorganize like this. There we go. So, I think that's everything we needed to do here. We just had to check in with Fifth Eye and then make our way further into the valley. Meet with Antonio at Echo Call Crossing, travel to Trip Noble Wilderness. And then remote settlement, Forge Bound Iron, and the Earthquaker reinforcements. Yep, okay. Let's keep moving. Where do I tell? Oh, there we go. Experience. Oh, okay. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, how the hell is he higher ranked than all of us? Remote settlement. His favorite camp. No wilderness. See, the one thing I'm just worried about is running into high-level enemies. Spam click versus portrait. Oh wait, are there taunt things like? Oh, what?
Hey, what did I tell you?
Do it again. Did she say something else? Really? That's it? Oh, come on, game. Come on.
Hey, what did I tell you?
Yeah, it's only one line. Oh well. I was hoping for more. Maybe your vantage. I did set them a little bit lower, but that was because they would play every time I told them to move, which was getting annoying.
Hands off, shithead.
There we go.
Hey, what did I tell you? Poke me again and you lose a limb. Hey, what did I tell you?
I didn't join the Iron Legion so I could be prodded by legal clerks.
Oh, that's
I
good.
have a high tolerance for irritation. Keep it up. I have a high tolerance for irritation. Keep it up.
There should be a third one.
This again?
There we go.
Please stop.
I'm old, not deaf. I heard you the first time. What are you trying to tell me? Use your words. I'm old, not deaf. I heard you the first time. Is this some sort of prank? Kids these days.
Okay, that was pretty good. I will be right back. I really need to use the restroom. I'm going to run a quick ad break while I'm gone as well, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys? Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. As I said, real quick break. That was all we needed. All right. The remote settlement first? Deal with that. That way we're not having to travel back and forth too many times, I guess. Yeah, we'll do that first. Oh. As you make your way along one of the wide dirt roads that winds through the forest of Old Apex, the mountains loom above you on every side, and only the mountain spire jutting skyward from the center of the broken realm provides a consistent landmark by which to navigate. Cresting a hill, you make out a flash of light on bronze through the trees, accompanied by the movement of several individuals. That much bronze, you realize, must indicate a group of Oathbreakers, and they seem to be just around the next bend in the road. Approach them openly. You decide to continue along the road. You are a Fatebinder of Tunon, after all, a representative of the Overlord, and you will not sully your authority by skulking through the forest. As you round the bend, you find yourself looking at not one patrol of warriors, but two. Apex heraldry and heavy bronze scale marks the first group as members of the Vendrian Guard. The other warriors, however, wear rings of bronze set in a heavy cured leather, a sigil on their tabard styled in the likeness of the Bane. You've heard that a group of brutal mercenaries out of Haven adopt similar heraldry. Speak with them. You clear your throat and step forward to address the motley soldiers. The Oathbreakers and mercenaries turn on you as one, muscles tensing all about, hands inching towards weapon. The lead Oathbreaker's mouth full agape as she recognizes you. The Fatebinder. She slides her weapon from its sheath and holds it aloft. Tearsman, this is the tyrant who would take our lands from us, who would claim the citadel, who would damn us all to death. She lowers the blade's point towards you. I know none more deserving of death than this one. Try convincing the mercenaries to leave. Few crimes earn the enmity of the court of the Fatebinders, you state, than the death of one of their own. Those involved can be expected to be hunted to the shores of the Tears and even beyond. One of the mercenaries laughs. Who would bring charges against him if all witnesses to the crime have expired? Oathbreakers and mercenaries alike draw their weapons and advance upon you. Well, that didn't work very well. I don't suppose we could just...
Yeah.
I'm not here to make
For a second, I thought it was actually going to let me just leave. That would have been kind of funny. This is actually a lot of guys, and I am not happy that this is already happening. Okay.
Brett.
To get a fireball going. Eric, I need you to break off and do that. Ow. Okay, go ahead and skewer him, please. Eric, you already used your ability. That's fine. Good damage. Give me the ice spike on that one. He's already taking a lot of damage. Let's get him healed. Heal him up, heal him up, heal him up, please. Did you not? You healed him and it didn't do nearly enough to fucking heal him. That's not good. Ow. And we're getting poisoned again. Set that one on fire. And Perix is down. Please cast spells. Please cast spells for the love of God. I'm already gonna go down, aren't I? Please heal. First, give me Blood Soaks the Stone on... God damn, they're doing so much damage. Okay, and he's down. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, death from above. Let's see if we can deal some additional damage. Come on. And I'm down. That's not good. Yeah, no, she's fucking... Pretty sure we die here. Yep.
Oh, God.
Well, shit. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. It didn't autosave when I left the camp? Well, this could be bad. This could be very bad. How do we want to do this? Hold on. I do have time. Try and... Do I have any consumables that would help? 50 defense against paralyzed. No, that's not going to really help. +1 to resolve. Enraged affliction for 120 seconds. That might be good on her. 2 armor penetration for attacks for 300 seconds. Staring burn. Not seeing much of anything else that'll be of any use, though, is the problem. Oh, he has a helmet. Didn't realize that. Also, yeah, that actually looks really cool. Lantry's Quill. Yeah, just a straight up throwing dagger. That's actually really cool. That's probably a good choice as well. Well, no, immune to engagement. It doesn't actually help him survive is the problem, even with his heavy armor. Broforce a dagger in the shape of a quill. Yeah, he did a pretty good job of it, too. Yeah, this is just a straight up upgrade for her. this then. Does he... I mean, if you're gonna let me just get the first shot off, I'm not gonna complain. Nope, there we go.
I got it.
Good shot, good shot. Entry, go ahead and... we can maybe throw there. Give me an ice spike. Him. Come on, cast it, cast it. First, go ahead and skewer him. Just keep that archer distracted. There we go. Iron Tolling, no. Death from above, no. Go ahead and try to electrocute him. Drive him back. First, go ahead and pop that. Keep attacking. Lantry, you are rooted. Well, that's fine. You should be able to throw your weapon there. Thank you. Okay. Please cast the spell. Please cast the spell. Please. Did you just miss? God fucking damn it.
Will do.
And she's down. God fucking hell. And Barrick's now taking a lot of damage. Please kill that asshole. God damn it. No, that doesn't do me any good. I've used all my spells. Try to use Thrust. And Lantry's down again. Did I even do any damage to him? Kill that one, please. Come on, please attack. For fuck's sake.
Will do.
If you're not going to attack, then cast the spell and kill him, please. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why is it that it takes me 5 seconds to get back into being able to cast a spell, and then my guy sits there and has to spend another 5 seconds actually charging the spell? Well, we might just be fucked here, and I might have to reload an earlier save, because we're getting completely destroyed by these guys.
Send me your champion!
Yep, and there's nothing here that I can use to try and fucking hold them off, is the problem. Okay, that actually seems to have worked. No, please assist Barrick. Thank you. I really hope that this is just going to hit him. Okay, yeah, it doesn't hit my guys. That's great. Just fucking spam the spells then. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Stylish, welcome, welcome. No, we don't want her using that. Lantry, you please heal Barrick. Please heal Barrick. Please heal Barrick before he dies, please. That really did... That does not seem like it healed 25%. It really does not. Please, can we kill him before he kills Barrick? For the love of God, I don't want him to take injuries. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Okay, we managed to separate them out.
Yes.
So hopefully...
Quiet down.
We steal it from this side? Nope, we have to go around. Okay. Alright. Please save. For the love of God. Now let's find the remaining, I think there's 3 of them.
I'll stay downwind of our enemies.
That is agate. How close can we get here? Well, it's almost got the range. There we go.
I am a
There we go. Drop out of stealth. Barrick, I want you on them. I want you on the archer. Oh, for the love of fuck. Please stop them from ganging up on one person.
Can't do that.
It's the spell, please. Thank you for healing me. Thank you. All right, everybody gang up on this asshole. There we go. Only one more. Come on, take him down. Take him down. Come on, guys. There we go. Jesus.
On it.
Javelin. Is that better than the one I've got? 7 to 11, 8 to 10. Jagged is the difference. Also, greater armor penetration. Okay. Slightly higher recovery time, though, which does reduce DPS and has lower accuracy. How does it have lower accuracy? Oh, because that has a +2 on it. Okay. Fair enough. We'll hold on to that for right now. This is a fairly extensive camp, all things considered. Nobleman's Bracers. Loses some precision, but gains unarmed DPS and recovery time. Maybe. What else have we got here? And that is heavy cloth sandals. Okay. Disengagement defense and recovery speed is faster. Okay. Not bad, not bad. At least they gave us something. And Verse is now leveled up, so... Why is she... Oh, she's in a different stance. Okay. Wait, what? What is changing her stance, then? That's her 2 abilities. Death from above. That's the 2 there. Oh, okay. So she was just randomly changing stances for some reason. I don't know why. Go with 3 Whispers. That's better. The dodge is better. Well, I mean, the dodge is okay. Parry would be better than dodge. Dodge, in fact, doesn't help at all, considering you're supposed to be a melee... you're supposed to be a dodge and parry tank, and you
At your
don't...
service, Fatebinder. What do you need?
That wasn't what I was trying to do. You know, I'm going to go ahead and... if we're going to be running into this, then I guess we do need a healer. So I'm going to turn Lantry into a support mage. I'm going to do that. And then we're going to go ahead and grab the Vigor skill as well for him. He's already set. She would like... Let me see here. You can rebuild companion. As far as I know, yes, there's a way to reset everything if we need to. Just haven't arrived at that point yet. Well, only heavy armor gain a bonus to dodge. Dodge really doesn't help her, though. She's a meleeer is the problem. 50% move speed, immune to engagement for 5 seconds. Decent. After a kill, Verse will strike twice with her attacks for a short time. Okay, useful. When an enemy strikes Verse, she gains a passive bonus to dodge and parry skill until combat ends. This effect stacks. Okay, so that improves her... Okay, see, I like that. I like that. That's good. Every time she gets hit, she gets harder to hit. That's fine by me.
I got
that
it.
Works just fine. All right. Let's keep going to the remote settlement. Ugh.
Will do.
Yeah, I don't know why quick save doesn't seem to work. F5 does not seem to work, and I don't know why they have that disabled. Oh, a shield. Is that better than his? Also, Landry, go ahead and wear that. The recovery time is much higher. Oh, his is meant for... Okay, so shields can have different... I see. So some shields are better against ranged attacks, and some shields are better against melee attacks. So this one is better against melee attacks. Oh, yeah, look at that. That works. As you step into the center of the village, you feel as if you're being watched from all angles. The distant patter of feet echo off the walls of the small and seemingly deserted village. So was always fixing with stuff. How did it go? We eventually figured out how to deal with the mercenaries. Thank God. We died like twice, but eventually we were able to split them off into 2 smaller groups, and that made things much easier. I am the Fatebinder Sylvani, speaker of the laws of Tunon and Kairos. I have come to discuss your conscription into the chorus. Cooperate, and you will not die. The wooden beams on the north top of the roof on the rooftop to the north creak under someone's weight, and a tree rustles behind you. I come to offer you redemption with the Scarlet Chorus, and I am doing my best to try and save you. I ask that you help me with that endeavor. A voice bellows from the rooftop with a cackle. Go home to your Overlord. Ah, okay. Sorry, friend, but you won't be leaving here in one piece. We'll send your head back north. I want your folks to see what happens to those invade our lands. Alright, fine. First, go ahead and give me a skewer. Barrack, engage him. I'm going to immediately zap you. Yep. Then go ahead and fireball him. I said go ahead and fireball him.
See as the crow flies.
There we go. Ice spike.
Sorry.
Yep.
I can't.
And then, why does it keep saying I can't cast it, and then it says I can cast it a second later? Yep, go ahead and get her back up.
Did I
Get
always
her back
have
up, please.
this much-
Thank. I swear to God. 26% of their health, and half the time it looks like it heals more like 10%.
What?
Skewer him again, please. Why do you keep... Whatever.
You got...
There we go. Nope, those are still on cooldown. Get in range and knock that guy out.
Weapon.
Let them think they can hit.
Please cast it. Still waiting on that to go. Is there just no way to stop them from attacking? And of course she's wounded again. God fucking damn it. I can't draw their attention off of her. I can't do anything. They just keep attacking the same person over and over again.
Will do.
Flicking the bronze tip of her blade, the Scarlet Fury strolls into view with a smug smile, flanked by an entourage of soldiers. Not bad! I'd have piled up the same number of corpses in half the sword strokes, but, well, where are my manners? One ought not to criticize help so generously given. She sweeps her arms wide in an exaggerated, mocking bow. You have my deepest and sincerest gratitude for gutting those Vendrian pisshands in my place. You're welcome. I came here to resolve your recruitment issues. Slaughter wasn't my intention. We've already got what we needed. The willing ones. She points to several of the armed fighters at her side. We were hoping a different face might convince the remainder to join us, but alas, well, can't win them all. Ah, yet I seem to have killed all of your would-be conscripts. You have my apologies. She shrugs with a smirk. These things happen. You've done us a favor, and it was a pleasure watching you fight. We'll clean up here. The Fury nods briskly, and for a short instance is sincere, she addresses you. We thank you for your assistance, Fatebinder. Anything of value on these assholes? Broken Falcons and another Honor Guard Falcons. Maybe that'll be useful on him. I'm not sure. Let's see if there's anything else scattered around here that we might be able to grab. Water skin. Cheese. Very nice. Never turned down a good cheese. Cheese is good. She's already injured. God fucking damn it. Light armor leather. I'll take a look at that. Really? Nothing over here? Would have thought there'd be something with all the boxes. But I guess not. Alright. I guess we can double back. Hold on. Ooh. Oh. Oh, that's the world map. Oh, okay. Okay. So that was Azure, which had the open field. Stalwart was down here and got hit by the Edict of Storm. So yeah. Edict of Stone, Edict of Fire, Edict of Storms. And then Haven over here. Ooh. At the heart of the valley is a mountain spire. At the base of the massive stone structure is an old citadel built centuries ago and largely left unused until recent times. Interesting. Okay. But what I wanted to check... So yeah, see, that's a primary battle. Tripnodal Wilderness and Echo Call Crossing. Wait, we just talked to her. Why do we need to go back to the camp and talk to her again? That's stupid. Ugh. Tripnodal Wilderness, Northern Clearing. Still, I'd like to do everything out there and then go back to Echo... Well, maybe... I can't tell if Echo Call is going to be progress and then it wants us to go into here, or if Echo Call is something that, because it's closer to the camp, I should be doing first so that we can get the experience for it. We're going to go there first. Stop second-guessing myself. Just go in and do it. Oh. Watch. The enemy may strike again at any moment. Bitter Quip. You're the guy from the other camp, aren't you? Yeah. Back over there. Maintain defensive position. Winded, the disfavored commander clutches his blood-stained chest piece as he takes a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. His focus is on the scattered wounded men around him, and he's yet to notice you. Your plan's been arousing success. Most of our troops dead, a bridge destroyed, and the Vendrian Guard push us back to where we started. Ladies and gentlemen, the finest the North has to offer. And for your next act? I needed those Furies on point. Don't mock my strategy after working against it. We could have taken them. Remained silent. You just wasted dozens of lives walking into a trap. I'd mock your idiocy as much as I want to, as long as it continues to amuse me. What is happening? From the reports, the used men should have been on the other side of the bridge by now. We attempted to rush the western bridge, sir. Blow for blow, we had them running, but... His gaze drops, a long sigh escapes. Halfway across the whole damn river, just... The blood chanter gesticulates, flailing for words, lurched upwards. The cursed Matani River swallowed the bridge and near everyone on it. Only real soldiers we have left are the Scarlet Furies that I, quite wisely, directed into a flanking position. A few of us kept our footing, but the advantage was lost. We had to fall back, and as we did, the Oathbreakers surged down the east bridge. We held ground until they fled back across the river, but now we're back where we started, and with a fraction of our strength. If the water was used against you, then that means a member of the School of Tides is alive and working with the guards. I assure you, she's the culprit. Aye, that would explain it. We saw a woman dressed in blue at the other side of the river. Didn't seem like she fit in with the others. Had we focused our strength into one perfect lunge, we could have crossed the bridge before the enemy knew it was killing them. But it's not too late. We can use the Furies to... Absolutely not, Fool. Stop suggesting ways to get my gang killed. Are you working for the Oathbreakers? We should wait until the enemy is no longer on high alert. Fajul. Bitter Quip. If you feel that Antio's plan is not a good one, what would you suggest then? There is a time for initiative and a time for patience. We try a different path on the river, or we come back later. The enemy is simply too wary of this position now. Are you in such a rush to see Kairos' edict come to pass? Sorry, Quip, but I'll strap you to my back and charge down the other bridge alone. But doing nothing isn't an option. Well, we can sit and wait for Kairos' edict to kill us all, or we can do something. If we were hearing of grievances, I'd tell you to call the shots. But we are talking about the lives of my gang. Conscripts are a copper a dozen. But the Furies I have under my command, I have worked hard to secure their loyalty, and I will not scrap fine warriors on such a buffoonish plan. Instead of beating around the bush, gang leader, why don't you just tell me what you would like in exchange for cooperation? Well, that would make me happy. The chanter taps his chin as he loudly sighs in faux contemplation. Oh, I know. Fatebinder, order Antonio here to beg for my help. Make sure he stresses how incapable he is and how critical it is that the chorus rescue him. I would not stand for such an insult. This assault is my command, and I'm not about to grovel for your servitude. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's not really a good solution to this right now. Gains minor wrath with the disfavored, loses average favor, or loses average favor there. This picking is ridiculous. There has to be another answer. That just gains me wrath, but it doesn't lose me favor. I suppose I need to stop thinking of favor and wrath as being opposite things and more just that they're complementary provided I keep them about equal. I think wrath is only a problem if I do that and don't also have loyalty on there, or favor on the side as well. Honestly, it's classic Machiavellian. It would be best to have both, but if I can't have both, then it would probably be better to be feared by them. Forget how the rep system works. I mean, I'm assuming it's got something to that extent. I'm sure there's still bad things that can happen by having high wrath, but I imagine that if I have high favor and high wrath, I probably get better results. But I could go with the subterfuge option. I think them showing up means we already have someone who can match the amount. I just don't know which one I want to do. The thing is, though, it's the Scarlet Chorus. Hitting him is probably actually one of the better choices, all things considered. Why not 4? That's the other one that I'm considering, Brown Bear. Well, I suppose I will just have to tell the voices of Narat that his agents were soft and cowardly in the face of opposition. You'd think your words would change, the chanter smiles. What? I meant to say perhaps the Fatebinder is right. Antio is in command. When you next meet with the Archons, you will tell the voices I was instrumental in the success of the crossing. Just like that. The disfavored warrior crumpled his face in his palm. No, I won't question it. Thank you for working things out here. Yes, you had best be thanking me and the Fatebinder. We've saved the disfavored time and time again. What's one more? Listen, for this to work, my Furies need a moment to get out from cover. Fatebinder, I need you to move up the East Bridge. Just don't get yourself killed. Just draw their attention. I'll signal my Furies to send a rope across once you have them occupied. There's no time to waste. All right, your gang better deliver. Antio turns to you, nodding with a heavy frown. Thank you, Fatebinder, and good hunting. Doesn't care that much about his Furies. I'm sure he cares a little bit because he is correct that getting Fury... Because the important thing is that Furies don't automatically owe allegiance to a gang. A gang leader has to entice Furies to assist his gang. So there is some value to them. Does he value them as much as he's claiming? Obviously fucking not.
Steady.
Villager, do you guys have anything to say? Nope, they just surrendered. Village full of traitors. If it were up to me, we'd get them all. Okay. They are hard to replace. That is the thing. As he even said, they are going to be... The Furies are much harder to replace than standard conscripts. Oh, they certainly gave as good as they got on this side of the river. Oh, wow, okay. Plenty of shit here. Broken helmet, broken falcons.
I'll stay downwind of our enemies.
Yep, this
Hey,
whole camp.
over there.
Hello. The soldier has numerous wounds on his body. The cult forms of 2 elderly villagers lie nearby, the 2 victims they ultimately could not shield from harm. Most of the homes on the south side of the river have been abandoned, such as this one. Few of Apex's citizens believe that raising a blue flag will be respected by Kairos' forces. Oh, hello. Hunting bow and broken armor. I guess we could give that to her since she can take a bow as a backup weapon. Let's keep that on hand. Let me see what it does. 11 to 14 versus 13 to 15. Recovery is a bit slower. Range is much further, though, and it has armor penetration. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that. I'm going to go ahead and drop that off. Go ahead and drop that off. Okay.
On it.
Oh, wait, that was only one box. There's a second one. Oh, camping supplies. Nice.
You see what I
You didn't
see?
see nothing.
Oh,
You see what I see?
interesting. Wait. Why is it using his? He's not the... Subterfuge 42, Subterfuge 41, Subterfuge 30. Stop sending the people who can't who are not training to do Subterfuge to go do the Subterfuge task,
Just
game.
point me in the right direction.
Also, I did not realize that my Subterfuge skill was actually higher than Versus at this point. Also, apparently she leveled up. Oh, I forgot to do this for her. We're gonna go ahead and give her a point in might. Give her some additional attack strength. I am still at level 2. Yeah, that's the destroyed bridge. That's the bridge they're holding. There's 2 of them over there. And I guess I'll do it. Can I get close enough to disarm this without them? Yes, I can. There we go.
Right.
Closer. Still no sign of any additional traps. They haven't spotted me yet.
No reason to tarry.
You got it.
Just go over here. That's not seeing anything special about their skills. No resistances that I can see that really matter. Go ahead and save. Last thing I need is to find out there's like 6 guys over here about to come charging across the bridge if I'm not careful. Let's go ahead. Go ahead with the freezing ability first. There we go. Alright. Oh shit. Why does she have fucking ranged equip? How do I switch it? Fuck. Why is she on ranged? God damn it. Switch to melee. Then dive in for him. Barrack, get over here.
And here.
Go with fireball. Good shot. Good shot. Go ahead with the Searing Palm.
Smash to pieces!
Can't do that.
Got him. There we go.
Right.
We get up there? No, there's just a deer up there for no reason.
Slow and steady.
They're gonna try and blow this bridge up the second we try to cross, though. Like, I can kind of tell. The Matani River forms the boundaries of Apex Central Ring. The river narrows considerably at Echo Call, making it one of the few access points to the valley's interior. That have an honor guard and archer. Okay. Yep, they're gonna... Yeah, oh, they've got a drawbridge. I see how that works. You there, and you. Signaling her warriors to the bridge, a woman in the regalia of the Vendrian Guard captain pierces the commotion with her shrill soprano. Get over there. The disfavored are back. Guess they forgot a javelin or two. Be a doll, would you, and hurl them back. Her eyes widen as she slowly pieces together your face. The Peacebinder. There isn't another disfavored warriors, it's the damn Peacebinder. First the armistice, then the surrender. Hold on, these are... Oh, yeah. Oh, right. So, oh, because we did both of those events, she's responding to both of them. Interesting. Here to rub our noses in all those agreements of yours we ruined with this uprising? Your heraldry. House Matani, is it not? Apologies that your river must be dirtied with this conflict. She lifts an eyebrow. I am honored, and will trust that all grievances wash downstream. She clears her throat, thrown by your over-formality. May the river guide you through the valley. Your friends seem to have misplaced most of their squad. Guess they're somewhere in my river. She shrugs sarcastically. My family has been protecting this river for 6 generations. It's easy to lose track of all the looters and vagrants that we've had to feed to the eels. Unless you want to try a running leap over Peacebinder, you're stuck. Maybe try heading downstream to the Placid Crossing. We have more soldiers there, and I'm certain they'd be just as happy to kill you. The Tidecaster that did this is the same one that I met for a truce. Trying to take stock of my men? She lets out a loud snort, laughing to herself. We've had unexpected help of late. Kill and rape a realm enough and everyone comes out of the woodwork to shiv you in the air. Let us across, and I will see that at least you and your men are granted mercy. Hold your oars a second. I have statements prepared from Captain Ari for just this moment. She reaches into her belt, and with an impish smile pulls her hand out to reveal nothing but the local hand gesture for penis. Well, there's a second missive here somewhere. She feigns scouring her pockets once more, before displaying her phallic gesture once again. Ah, she flipped me off, twice. As amusing as I find this soon-to-be corpse, it would appear that our distraction has paid off. He nods to the west. Satisfied, she turns to leave, calling out to you as she does. I wouldn't keep standing there, Fatebinder. The river's currents can be quite unpredictable.
Yes.
Well, we'll see if that worked. They're going to need to lower that drawbridge and help us all get across, or we're going to have issues. Well done. While you were toying with the Oathbreakers, my gang had the opportunity to set the rope on the collapsed bridge over yonder. The Furies want you to join in the frontal assault. What is the plan now? The plan now is to lower that bridge. My warriors can't swim in their armor. The lighter troops, he points at you, can move across the rope and lower the bridge. We'll meet you on the other side. Crossing by rope, are we? Barrett clears his throat and shifts his weight awkwardly. In that case, I might recommend that I go last. For once, I agree with Antio. For a second, he's pointing in this picture, but for a second there, I thought he literally was just giving a thumbs up. And it's like, that's the only way we can express agreement is a thumbs up. Pitterquip points across the river in animated alarm. My gang's been spotted. Go now before they're overwhelmed. Oh, shit.
I got it.
Go, 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 go. All right, let me give a quick save here. Cross the river. Oh, they're already... Yeah, this isn't going to go well. Alright. Yep, looks like the Furies are already taking heavy casualties. Go ahead and start skewering them. Let your AI do what it does best. Go ahead and start opening fire. Good shot, good shot. Focus them down. There we go. And we're going to...
Your knees work.
Ah, fuck. We're getting hit by a mage. There we go.
Right.
Ow. Please back up from where it's doing that stupid fucking shit. There we go. What are you doing? Entry, what are you... Ow, I don't know what that... Okay, all of my stuff is just... I can't tell what's going on.
You got it.
Run
No
away.
dice.
Getting sick and tired of this. Give me a lightning shock. Come on. Okay, so we managed to save that one at least. Alright, Verse. And we managed to keep you from suffering another wound, thank God. Ooh, a Sage's Hood. Ooh, it has better accuracy. That actually might be good. And a Staff of Boreal Frost, which is the same as the one that we already have, so we don't need to worry about that. How does this helmet look? Oh, not the worst, actually. I don't mind it. The red goes well.
On it.
Alright, we're gonna save again. There's villagers up there. It's gemstone.
Kairos' butchers have come! Flee!
Oh boy. Do we talk or are they just gonna attack? Pull back! Captain Matani signals for her troops to run to the nearby village. There's too many, and they're pulling across the river. Pull back! The Vendrian Guard soldiers rush forward and adopt a close formation, covering their captain as she retreats towards the nearby settlement. There are 4? What? 4 what? There's 4 dudes, and then there's the captain. That's the only thing I'm seeing here. There are too many of... Oh, well, I mean, to be fair, we're across, which means other people are going to be coming across as well. So I think they're just more concerned that we've already... What is the point of this? I don't see how that's going to help. Unless it's going to intimidate them to fall back. It's still not quite my style. Scare some of them off. I might be able to convince... Lay down your arms, and you may yet surrender. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, so yeah, I see what you were saying. That would have caused someone to run off, but it's still not what I do, for the most part. Why are they all ranged? Okay, no. Barrack, you deal with the melee guy. Beth, I need you to attack this person. We need to focus down them and then get to those archers.
Here.
Did we seriously miss again? Fire plus lore plus bonus, and they still fucking they still missed. God damn it.
Right.
And now they're just focusing on me. God damn it. Please kill him. Please kill. No, first, I need you to kill the archers because they are going to fucking kill us if we don't do that. Set him on fire. There we go. Now lightning bolt. This is not good. He's already healed. Thirst. Go ahead and pop a potion, please, so you don't die. Skewer him, please.
Time to change
Will admit, I'm really not liking the fact that apparently ranged units just do not take any penalties for firing at point-blank range. I really don't like that. I do not understand why that is something they decided to do. Please don't. Please don't. For the love of God! Hits with additional effect, poison, and they hit 50 accuracy, 42 to bow, plus an 8 bonus. Disadvantage. Why am I rolling with disadvantage? Rolls a 77. That doesn't... It's just... They take no penalty for firing at point-blank range. They literally take no penalty. They can just fire at point-blank range, and it doesn't affect their accuracy at all, despite the fact somebody's running up on them with a goddamn shiv.
Will do.
Unspent talent points. Okay, so... Definitely feeling like we need to get up to that at some point. Being able to... I mean, honestly, our dodge and parry are pretty equal, so it doesn't really matter, because we just keep It doesn't seem to matter, because we just keep getting hit anyways. Barrack. I'm gonna go ahead and... Yeah, those don't really matter for him, honestly. I'm gonna go ahead and give him some accuracy. I'm gonna boost mine to... That way we don't have to worry about looking for anything that we need to upgrade, because once you get to 19, you can't easily upgrade attributes. So we're just gonna do that, and then we're gonna focus on getting our accuracy and our quickness up. Oh, because we have the buff. That's why. Why would you tell me that I could loot the body? Oh, because he had money on him. That's why.
I got it.
That is a shattered iron sword. Meat. Vagrant's chew. These empty crates appear to have significant water damage. You also notice a small series of notches on the top left corner of each box. Ah, so they did get their hands on that shipment that we were trying to find. There we go. Oh, continue into the village. Oh, god damn it. First is only going to get worse because of how much damage she's taking. Grants additional spell slots. That's probably something we're going to want. As for him... Needs a chance to attack enemies as they engage you. We'll go with that. That's the case, honestly. He doesn't seem to be... I don't know. He doesn't seem to be... The parry's probably helping with actual defense in melee, but there's no way to force enemies to really attack him without using his taunt, and he doesn't get that yet. Or really, he doesn't get that at all until I fucking... Yeah, I have to go over here to Sentinel in order to get it, so maybe I should have... Yeah, I probably should have done that then. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So we head this way? Yep, this takes us further into the village. There we go. There we go. Okay, surely she can't have that many more soldiers, right? I'm imagining the type color.
Run! Go now!
Oh, shit. Yep, go after them. Where am I? Where am I? There I am. Okay. Go ahead. Do that. Okay, the faster we kill them, the better. Can we please kill them before they all decide to target Verse again? Please? No, they're just all gonna target Verse again, aren't they?
Can't do that.
Okay, Barrick, you're freaking out right there. Just attack, please. There we go. Barrick decided to do a little dance in the middle of combat. Thank you for that, Barrick. I'll take that. Having nothing to do with the Oathbreak. Okay, so there's more of them on the other side of that barricade. We need to figure out where else they're going. Hear muffled voices and fearful exclamations from inside. More.
The Vendrian Guard can't protect us! We must go!
Why did you have to go all the way around for that? Okay, whatever. Hold on. Okay, so they've blocked off this area. They blocked off this area, so we have to go north. Creates up a small series of notches. Oh, so yeah. Left corner. And scuffs on the ground suggest they were dragged from a nearby home. So wow, they found a lot of this shit.
Ain't that odd? You didn't see nothing.
Okay, hold on. Let's try to get these disarmed, please. Please disarm that one too. There we go. As per usual.
Heads up. We have company.
See if we can go ahead with the ice damage. Good. Ow. Alright. Go ahead and fireball him. And we... Seriously! Every time I cast fireball, I miss. What the fuck? Let's just set him on fire. There we go. Take your stuff. Thank you. Can you attack them? I mean, yes, but I'm better off using my spells early on, especially since I want to make sure that my control skills get up as high as possible. The control skills help determine my magical accuracy, so we want that. Ooh, bronze bulwark. Heavy armor, bronze. I don't know if that'll be of any use. The only heavy armor character we have is Barrick, and he can't remove his armor. Attacking the non-combatant civilians. Why would I do that? Either they surrender and they are once more part of Kairos' empire, or we need to bring them to court, or they are recruited into the Scarlet Chorus. Either way, killing them now is pointless. And again, I don't think I can. Yeah,
Can't
no.
do that.
Up here, there is a barrel over here, though, that we can grab. It is... Ooh, that's a new one. Removes a random hostile effect. Oh, interesting.
On the lookout.
Let's keep moving.
Kairos' soldiers are here!
Can't do that.
Tear forged bronze great spear. Interesting. And grain. Okay. I know there was another soldier down here by the barricade. Yeah. Oh, and there's another one over there. Hold on, hold on.
They won't see me coming.
Can't do that.
Can't do that to them either.
No reason to tarry.
Oh. Oh, for the love of... Let me guess. Now she's going to attack me from above. Matani Sybil's shrill voice pierces the air, a clarion call addressed not to you, but to the citizens of the village. Do not fear, sons and daughters of Apex. Kairos' hounds are at our doorstep, but the Vendrian Guard will not abandon you. Brave warriors of the Guard, these foreigners and sellouts mean to burn our homes and butcher our families. Summon what strength you have and show Kairos the price of taking our land. Several soldiers step out from half-closed doorways and dimly lit alleyways. Fury blazing in their eyes, the partisans shout battle cries to marshal their courage, and you see the gray gleam of iron as they brandish weapons and charge. How in the name of Ash did these hillfolk get their hands on iron weapons? Barrack regards the locals with momentary panic and bewilderment before settling into his stance for battle. And she's bolting again. Okay, so we got 4 of them. Those look like meleeers, ranged and ranged, which means they're going to immediately start attacking everybody. No, no, no. Lantry, I need you to pull back. Need to draw them in. That is most likely what's going to happen at this rate. Yep, force him to attack. There we go. Hit him with that. Landry, go ahead and hit us all with that so we do more damage, please. Burst, go ahead and give me some additional damage there. Yeah, they're all targeting Landry again.
You got it.
That is a mage. That is not good.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Come on. Ow.
Oh, now I have to.
Are we... So I missed with that spell too. That's great. Thanks, game.
Squirrel bastard, aren't you?
Give me an ice spike. Please finish him off. That'll work. Ice spike on that one now. Barrack, just keep that guy busy, please. Oh, you have got to be shitting me. Again? Can we please knock him prone and stop him from attacking? Thank you. There we go. All right, everybody team up on this guy. Give me fire.
What is wrong with my weapon?
There we go.
That wasn't so hard.
Oh. Echo Call Village appears to be unusually well supplied. It's likely the locals have been helping the revolutionary forces for some time. Well. His home has been bisected by Earthshaker magic. Antio likely ordered his mages do so to intimidate the village. Alright, where's the captain? Where'd she go?
Quiet down.
Yep. Okay, that's a whole squad. This is not going to be as easy. They're here. Weapons up and remember, those no longer with us. Honor them with your courage and prowess. The captain turns to face you as you approach. Fatebinder, we are proper warriors, are we not? This battle should remain between those of us who specialize in the dealing of death. Let the villagers go. They did not ask for this conflict. The townsfolk may go, but the rest of you will stand, fight, and die. Far be it from me to question a call, but this village is the source of the aid for the guard here. We'd be fools to leave it standing to resupply our enemies the moment we turn our back. The Overlord Kairos would have us show mercy to the villagers, else they will be of no use to the Empire. The remaining guard, however, they will die. Be sure that there is no mistake in that. The captain lurches forward, ready to yell, but stumbles over her words as your response sink in. Did you all hear the Fatebinder? Don't stand there. Run like the Scourge are chasing you. Guardsmen, stay behind. The moment you've been training for is about to come due. I am willing to talk, though I doubt there will be much chance for you to survive this encounter. Really? The trail of my dead soldiers says otherwise. What is there to say, Fatebinder? Unless it's sorry for all the murders, followed by a big swig of hemlock, it's too late for words to solve anything. The captain looks at you expectantly. Her soldiers stand ready, and the muffled cries and sobs of villagers fill the air. This insurrection is doomed to failure. I was able to negotiate a ceasefire and a surrender last time I was in the Vendrian's Well. Why would you throw all of your lives away and break your oaths? We've demonstrated that a once vanquished people can rise from the dust and bloody the Archons. If the objective is to send a message to the others in the tiers, then this has been a resounding success. The Empire brings only order. I ask again why you resist our unity and prosperity, especially when I negotiated such a thing beforehand. The unity between the disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus? He throws back her head, issuing a dramatic laugh. That is not the sort of peace we want. Peace is overrated. Peace means tolerating the evil in your neighbor. It is a cowardly dream for those with simplistic notions of the world. But I concede half your point. A thought dawns across her face with a smile. The Vendrian Guard were once simply the army of Apex, but now we have volunteers from all the realms joining our cause. You are correct about bringing unity. I will give you one single chance to surrender without bloodshed. That is a commendable notion, but a tragically simple one. If any here could stomach life in the chorus or submission to a disfavored work camp, that person already surrendered. The folks standing before you are the ones serious about our freedom. Besides, we've already reneged on a surrender. I know any deal you've come to offer is just a trap, as the Archon's pride demand that you bury us. If I cannot have your cooperation, then I must take this village by force. She holds her hands in the air while the last of the townfolk flee. A noble way to begin our finest moment, eh? Or last stand. Either way, the captain lowers her hand and signals the attack. Mischievous. This is not good. I actually don't know if I can kill this many of them, given all the problems we've been having with every single attack that I make. And Verse is already almost dead. That's great. No, keep attacking. Go ahead and do the Ice Spike next. Harassing an target is compelled to attack Barrack for a short time while the Fatebinder mocking gesture leaves the enemy confused and off guard. Foe loses all parry and dodge until they recover their senses. Spiking Iron increases damage if the target is engaging Barrack. Yes, do that. Go ahead and heal her. Please heal her. Thank you. Gonna go ahead and cast the lightning on him. Go. Fire. Oh, Verse is already down. God fucking damn it. Barrack, why did you run? Okay, she's dead. That's why. But that's great, except we have a meleeer that I need you to focus on fighting, you dipshit. Iron Tolling. Go ahead and thrust. Damn it. That really doesn't help me. Used all of my spells. Go ahead and pop a healing potion, Barrack. You're gonna need it. All of my spells are on cooldown. Every single one of my spells is on cooldown.
I seem to be unwell.
Please kill him. Please kill him. Why is he not dead? Thank you. Pop a healing potion. Jesus Christ, they don't take any damage. And Lantry's down. God, because I looked away for a second, didn't realize they had all shifted their fucking fire to him.
Feel my...
Can't do that.
Eh, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die here. Jesus Christ. Try to run. Try to pop a potion. Go around the corner. Please pop a potion. Please pop a potion. Thank you.
Can't do that.
Cast him on fire. And Barrick is gonna die. God fucking damn it.
Will do.
What is he casting that he just keeps having more spells than I do?
So heavy.
God fucking damn it.
Can't move.
I'm doing no damage. I'm doing no fucking damage. 17 fire is apparently nothing. It's apparently doing jack shit. Alright, duck back behind the corner. Force him to move. Pop a potion. Lightning
Will
bolt.
do.
There we go. Go ahead and use thrust. Oh my god, Come on, get these cooldowns off. There we go. Come on, cast it. Cast it. Cast it. Pop a potion. I can't risk it. There we go. Like, it just feels that all the enemies have more health and more damage than I do. It's not that they attack quicker. It's not that they do anything like that. It's just they have more health and more damage than I do, and I only have a party of 4. It's like somebody at Obsidian forgot that they reduced the party number by 2, and then they just kept going. Sybil can barely summon the strength to crawl, and after several attempts, she slips on her own pooling blood. She lifts her head to focus on you. She mouths a few words, though no cognate sound escapes her mouth, until she falls to her knees, bracing her side. Barrack from the top rope with the elbow drop. That would actually be incredibly fatal, given that Barrack is covered in armor. Well done, Fatebinder. This one survives its wounds. We can have a fresh present for the Archon of Secrets. He did request a personal audience with any leader we could take alive. That's a mighty big if. These southern folk are a sickly bunch. Antio wags his hands dismissively. Looking at her suffer, it makes me sick. Kill her and get it over with. She fought well enough, but her crimes warrant death. I suppose the least we can give her is a quick one. Do it! The words are a command hissed through bloodied lips. With a decisive swing, you bring your weapon down on her skull, shattering her brains across the rooftop. It would appear that Ekokal village had a larger enemy presence than we suspected. They also had a whole crop of iron weapons stockpiled here. Bet those innocent villagers were helping to gather battlefield salvage or stealing from our camps. There's a few iron weapons among the chorus. Seems like the disfavored needed to keep a better eye on their supply lines. And what of this village? The locals could have trapped the houses, so it's too risky to commandeer the site. He shrugs, his tone becoming matter of fact. We should burn the town, cut off support, send a message. Smoke signal will give the others a visible rallying point when crossing the Mittani. Did we just waste all that time and blood capturing this place to torch it? I adore the mystical power of fire in ways you could not possibly comprehend, Commander, but even I think there's a time and a place for arson. Fatebinder, kindly tell Antio he's free to burn his half of the village. The Scarlet Chorus would like to keep our half of the spoils, not smoke them. We can gain minor favor with the disfavored and wrath with the Vendrians, or we can gain average wrath with the Vendrians, or minor wrath with the Guard, and average favor with the Scarlet Chorus. They really do bicker at every turn. Yeah, they really do. They really do. The battle in Vendrian's Well has been too difficult for everything that's been going on, Antio. The settlement will be preserved. Any who still remain here shall be made slaves or conscripts. You place too much trust in these... no, this is Barrack's voice. You place too much trust in these locals, especially after their latest deception. The first chance they get, they'll turn code and stab those gang bosses in the back. That would only prove our point. These are competent fighters who are better put to work in the army. No boss who falls to a simple villager deserves to live anyways. Kairos' edict looms overhead, and we have nothing better to do with our time. The disfavored warrior shakes his head in a huff and turns to his squad. You hear that? The chorus just made this town a headache. Now start rounding up your gear. There's lots to do before we rest. A sensible decision, dear Fatebinder. If we hold to the disfavored's pogrom of raised soil, what will remain for us to rule? Bitterquip clasps his hands, raising his voice to address the gangs. Seize the place. Search the homes. Take all you can carry. And give every survivor a chance at the Voice's mercy. But to the ungrateful, be brutal and have fun. Fifth Eye needs your services dealing with the Oathbreakers in the Outer Valley, right? Well, when you're done with Fifth Eye's request, the Archons will be gathering for another meeting at the disfavored camp. As our sole representative of the court, your presence will be required. Don't keep them waiting. Got broken armor, and we have an iron greatsword.
Right.
Also have an Imperial Iron Falcata. Interesting. And another Iron Greatsword. Anything else you guys need to say? Nope. Alright. Village is taken. We just need to focus on...
Sorry, I can't.
Dealing with the rest of these side quests. Yep, we've seen that one. Why is that a... Oh. Story door has been locked, but it doesn't appear to have been barred from the other side. Let's go ahead and pick the lock with subterfuge. What's in here? Check to see if there's anything around here. This list is an odd crumpled paper. While very simple items for crafting and repair are crossed out, most food items remain. That is forge-bound iron ingots. There we go. Oh. I'm sorry? An old man barges in through the door behind you. You motherless whoremonger! He attempts to usher you away with the pointed end of his walking stick. Get out! I have found forge-bound iron in one of these barrels. You have a great deal to explain, old man. The old man points his walking stick at your face. It's always the young pushing the old. I ain't no choice in the matter. Strange men appeared here a fortnight ago and claimed to be supporters of the Guard. I've never seen them before in my life. He stamps his foot in a fit. I had no choice. Those so-called freedom fighters threatened my life if I didn't comply. Then Matani showed up for the iron. Well, not exactly. She stumbled upon it like you did when she was helping fortify the village for an attack like this. She was just as surprised, but she happily took it. Villagers forcing you to help the Vendrian Guard. That sounds suspicious. Have you been listening to a damn thing I've been saying, or do you have shit for ears? His face twitches as his spittle lands on you. That's exactly what I was saying. I don't want any part of this foolish war. The commander of the local garrison was just as surprised to find the iron. Your stubborn ignorance may save you, old man. The iron is mine, but you may stay. The old man snatches your hands and shakes them with what little strength he has. Thank you. Thank you, Fatebinder. Oh, we already know this sigil, but I mean, I'll still take it so we can sell it. Nothing else in here. Can we talk to him again? Nope. Alright. I'm already getting suspicious that somebody, perhaps the Voices of Nerat, is actually willing to supply the enemy with iron in order to make the disfavored look worse, since the only source of iron weapons is from the disfavored nowadays. That has me very suspicious. Wait a second. Is this... Okay, yeah, it's the edge of the map. For some reason... Yeah, okay, so that... Oh, okay. Okay, I guess there is no way back to the crossing without going there? Oh, whatever. We'll return to the camp, and we will rest. And then we will make our way out of here. Also probably sell off some stuff. Or actually, hold on. We'll rest, and then we'll talk a little bit more with the companions, and we'll consider that an end. Oh! A young woman stands flanked by a pair of soldiers. The ornate headdress cresting her brow lends her otherwise small figure an intimidating aspect. From gear to gown, everything about her starkly contrasts with the wretched state of the camp. She looks both at ease and uncomfortable, composed in her element, completely unsure. She turns to you.
Oh, look. Father has returned. Have I gotten out of line? Have you come to punish me? Am I a bad girl? Or do you just want to use my power?
Face takes on a mock-serious demeanor as she speaks. and with her words you hear the sound of a breeze rustling through the forest. It's at the same time calming and distressing. The girl smiles.
Do you remember me, Fatebinder? Now don't disappoint me. We worked together at the Vellum Citadel. You used my voice to subdue those naughty sages who tried to escape your edict.
During the Vellum Citadel campaign, Siren used her power to enthrall sages who crept beyond their stronghold. When the mages started to sprout off of forbidden knowledge to the forces of Kairos, you had them silenced with iron muzzles. Right. Kind of forgot you were even there, I'm not gonna lie. The gentle breeze of her words gains force as she speaks, and she takes a small step forward and the soldiers to her side move in, barring passage with their weapons. She looks at them and rolls her eyes. When she does, the sound of the approaching storm fades. Do I look like I can hurt him? She returns her gaze to you and leans forward as if to share a secret.
These good people aren't for my protection. Apparently, I'm dangerous. But I guess you already knew that.
She is 15, to be clear. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised. I'm also not surprised that the Scarlet Chorus doesn't care. I'm also not surprised that Kairos doesn't give a shit.
Look at me! Do you think I seem dangerous? What harm can a 15-year-old girl cause? I'm only a child.
The smile falters, and she looks down, her hands moving to the headdress, her thumb tracing the edge of it along her jawline. She looks back up, a hard look back in her eyes. She regards you for a moment before continuing. Age doesn't really matter ability-wise. Oh, I had no doubt about that. I'm just saying I'm not surprised. Kairos just takes one look at it and goes, I don't care that you're 15. You're an Archon. Welcome to the army.
So, Tunon's Fatebinder in the middle of a battlefield. Kairos must be desperate. You were sent to shame Ash and Nerat into action, weren't you? Ash certainly needs someone to dig a heel into his back. If only to distract him from his problem.
She purses her lips in thought. Like that one isekai with child soldiers. I would not know. Isekai was not a genre that I got really into.
But Nerat, he's just a cat playing with a realm-sized mouse, isn't he?
What are you suggesting about Nerat? What? Oh, never mind. There isn't anything interesting happening in camp and the solitude is making me paranoid. Nerat is the Archon of Secrets. I'm sure he has one or two he isn't sharing with everyone.
I can't be expected to keep track of all his comings and goings. His plans and secret meetings. His betrayals.
She trails off and stands in thought for a few moments.
We have a more important matter to deal with. There is something you can do to assist me.
From the corner of your eye, you see Verse cup her hands to her ears, turning her head away from Siren. Siren's mouth opens in a perfect O shape, and the sound that pours out is captivating and entrancing. It dampens the ambient bustle of the camp until it seems that nothing exists but her voice.
My helmet.
The ruby headpiece on her brow flashes as if in warning. What are you trying to do to me?
Really? That's it? How disappointing. It was worth a try, I suppose, though it appears to have been a colossal waste of effort.
She sighs and gives a sheepish smile.
I hoped you would assist me in a delicate matter, but it appears you're more nuisance than help. I have no further use for you. Perhaps later. You're dismissed, Fatebinder.
Not as powerful as you imagined yourself to be, are you?
I said dismissed until I have further need of you. Your presence displeases me.
This time her voice takes on a different quality. It screeches like a piece of flint stuck in a grinding wheel. You can feel it down to your toes, and you want nothing more than to make a hasty exit before the Archon inflicts more of her terrifying song.
For the love of Kairos! That was the Archon of Song in the flesh!
Darting his head for a furtive look back at Siren, Lantry sighs in awe. Oh, her? Yes, we served together for some time during the final stage of the conflict.
You know the Archon? I dare say, traveling with you will prove most illuminating.
Okay, we'll rest here. Yes, please. Okay. I think... Nope, we're still not quite enough to get into that box yet. Last thing I think we can do is sell off some stuff. Also, we want to see if we can get a hold of that. Let's see what we got here. No, do not sell that. We don't need that. We do not need that. I'll take a look at those. What we can go ahead and sell all of this. There we go. Bloodstone all sold out. That means we should be getting quite a nice amount of money from this. There we go. Going to go ahead and learn Channeled Strength. Targets within a cone. Okay, okay. Not bad, not bad. She has more talents, so we're going to go with... That would be great if I could really get her parry up. I really need to get her parry up if she wants to be using Mocking Iron. Really needs to get that higher. Doesn't work well when she falls over instantly. Yeah. As I said, if she can get the parry high enough, she's got the good stats to just be in a nuisance. Like, to be a nuisance-style tank rather than something that just takes damage and doesn't die. But it's a very different... Why does it keep... Oh, I keep forgetting that it's telling me that she has a fucking... We're going to go ahead and increase her damage slightly. There we go. Probably want to increase her accuracy next and get her a little bit more of that. Plus, the armor deflection will work with her light armor since she's going to need it. Okay, so we will go ahead and end here. Do a hard save. Lots of talk. Like, I actually got to hand it to them. There is a lot of dialogue, like, just from side characters in comparison even to something like Pillars of Eternity. And we haven't even touched all of the stuff that our companion characters need to say. I might even save some of that for maybe a Sunday stream because they've got a lot. I'm not liking it, but it is a bit of a shift from Pillars where it didn't seem like there was quite as much of a density of talking outside of characters such as Durance and Grieving Mother. I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying how they're doing the world building here. I'm trying to, this game takes a step towards chattier in terms of lore and dialogue. I'm fine with it. To be fair, this is a completely new universe, and Obsidian did this right on the tail of doing Pillars of Eternity, so I have to imagine they felt like they needed to lay the groundwork for the lore and the world building as quickly as possible. Not too bad of an exposition dump, all things considered, especially since a lot of it is locked behind optional conversations, so it's not like the game is forcing you into these conversations. It's just, of course, that being a world building person, I very much enjoy them. I had to stop myself towards the beginning of the stream, though, from just sitting there and talking to all three of these characters the entire time, because that probably would have taken up at least an hour of the stream, and I did not want to do that on one of our shorter days. But I cannot wait to see what happens next, and I can't wait to see how what happens when we actually get to the rest of this this world map that we saw when we were doing the traveling thing. It'll be very interesting, very interesting. We have 7 days left to finish our mission, or we all die. All right, so thank you all for joining me. Honestly, I'm not even going to raid anybody today. I need to go get ready to go to work, and I just want to enjoy my last about hour I have before I have to go in. So I hope you all have a glorious Monday and a glorious rest of the week, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Have a great one, and I can't wait to see you then when we continue Tyranny. Looking forward to Wednesday. So am I, Tenwin. So am I. You all have a great one, and I'll see you then. Bye.